What up, y'all? I'm gonna have to buy some time. Because apparently they just freaking DDoS'd the 14 servers. So, you know. Thanks, Internet, for always being good and having a normal one. But it's okay, because I can talk and we got good music. If I have to pivot, like if the attacks continue and I have to pivot onto something else, that's fine. I'm prepared. And if not, oh well. Like, yeah, I don't need to. Awesome. Yay. We're good. Like, I'm not gonna complain about not needing to change my plans because my plans worked out ultimately just fine. But we started out at like 1,000 and something to get into the, so we're all the way down to 299. Hopefully that's, you know, I'm actually gonna be let in and not just get down and get told, well, sucks to suck, sucko. Which, you know, that would be rude. Just to be very clear, that would be very rude of the game. Could do that, it could. It could tell me that it sucks to suck, sucko. But like, I would prefer if it didn't. I also wonder how many people are coming in here like, this isn't sort of Convallaria. Like, I do other things, y'all. I just found some success doing that. Put a link in your sports channel. Exactly. Oh! I thought you were coming. Okay, let me see. Please comment. Oh no! I saw old Biggest Dickus losing the pole vaulting competition because he won the life competition. Trust me, I saw. This isn't sort of Convallaria? And you're not black? Caracal, what was his name? Langston. The comedian. The lobster. God, you know who I'm talking about, and everybody else thinks I'm fucking crazy because I'm just saying individual words. But you know exactly who I'm talking about. When I say Langston, comedian, lobsters. Langston Kerman, thank you. He was on, Jenkins and Jones. And God, that man is fucking hilarious. But I spent the whole time thinking, that's exactly what a lobster would say. What up, Frankie? I chose a hell of a time to go live. But at least I got tasty jams. Everybody loves tasty jams. My next sort of Convallaria video will either go live tomorrow or the day after. My hope is tomorrow. I might wait till Monday because as far as I'm aware, Caracal. There would be some laughs over in Jonesy's. Okay, cool. All right, the game is live. All right, that's good. Thank God. All right, so I don't have to completely repivot here. Sweet. That makes me feel better, but I'm gonna wait a few minutes either way. All right. Man, the Scott Pilgrim game was so fucking good. Like, I get it's just a beat 'em up. Counterpoint, that shit rules. Okay, how's that? Absolutely, Carrick. What do you think? Also, we gotta talk about a thing, right? Speaking of Big Dick McGee at the Olympics, because what's up, buddy? I know you were asleep. I woke up and you were still asleep. That's all. Woke up from a nap, and he rarely naps, so it's one of those things where it's like, hey, you know, give you some love, help you wake up, help you do your thing. Oh, this is another run of the same song, but it's fine because the song kicks ass. We gotta talk about the Olympics. Because they're, and I'm not even talking about, like, the bullshit, by which I mean, like, if anyone thinks I'm gonna start talking about, like, here's why, you know, everybody needs to stop being cruel to, Imane Khalif, or what, no, because that's just obvious, like, that is a simple, basic, stupid, binary thing. Either you understand she's a woman, and either you understand she's a woman and she's allowed to box and she just is better than her opposition and it's literally that simple, or you don't, and that doesn't really matter because, like, regardless of whether you accept it, it's a fucking fact, right? So that's the end of that discussion. No, I'm talking about something more important. Nick Wright helped me to see the truth, and I want to spread the gospel alongside. We need to stop acting like you are automatically the greatest Olympian because you're a great swimmer, because you have a billion, because it leads to you having a billion medals. Like, Michael Phelps, he has so many medals. He has all the medals. He's the greatest Olympian. Like, no! No! I am going to push back against big swimming. Okay? I am. I'm gonna push back against the lobbies of big swimming to fight back, okay? Because here's the problem. Because of course, Michael Phelps has all those... No. Of course Michael Phelps has all those... Okay? Of course he does. Why wouldn't he? He was the best swimmer. And so he's gonna get it for swim this way, swim this way, swim this way, swim this way. For the same amount of distance, they have the breaststroke, they have the backstroke, they have the butterfly, and then they have the free stroke, I believe. Okay? All I'm saying is, if there was the 100-meter dash, and then there was the 100-meter skip hop, and then there was the 100-meter, but do that shit backwards. Okay, it doesn't matter which version of that race you want to use. Usain Bolt's gonna be the fastest guy. He would have just as many medals, but he can just run the 100-meter dash, and that's it. And before you're like, well, he had the 100-meter dash, and then there's the 200-meter dash. Right! Just like there's the 100-meter breaststroke, and then the 200-meter or 400-meter breaststroke. And then there's relay race. Like, it's the same thing. But they have like 4 versions of each of them. So you just end up winning. You just end up winning 1 billion medals because you happened to be good at swimming. Like, there's just no. Also, I'm gonna force everyone to wait with me because I haven't been able to do my thing today. I've been working on Fighter, Warrior, Marauder. I don't know, if I said Fighter like I'm playing fucking FF11. Is it even called Fighter? No! I'm talking about FF1. No, I've been leveling Warrior, so I'm gonna do my daily real quick. Because that'll take me like, I don't know, 15 minutes. While I talk to people and let people show up, and then we'll hop over. I don't get it. They want to use science as an argument that being trans is natural, but then ignore science that shows she's a woman. Here's the best part about it, Frankie. Everyone's like, oh, she has XY chromosomes and too much testosterone. That's a man. First of all, you just heard from someone else that she has XY chromosomes, by the way. You don't know that. But let me move past that. Let's just say that's true. She also has a vagina and ovaries. So I want you, in order to finish out your logical sentence, when you are looking at me and you are telling me that she is a man, I want you to look me into my eyes and tell me to my face, men can get pregnant. I want you to look me in my eyes and say, that is a man who can get pregnant. Because all this time, what I've been told over and over again is that that's a man. A man can't get pregnant. It's almost like when you sit here and build yourself upon nothing but hatred and the need to keep things in a certain categoric order, despite how stupid said categoric order is, eventually you paint yourself into a corner where your shit don't make sense no more. You know what? Never mind, actually. Because then I realized I'm going to want to do the quest and everything afterwards. So I'm just going to... I'll do it on my own later tonight. So that's why I was like, I'm not even talking about that. Like, that is obviously stupid. Because it just involves a purposeful level of again, it involves arguing against yourself. You know, like, you could just say, by your own beliefs. You could stick to stupid, mind you, but you could stick to logical consistency and say, I got all, by the way, between streams I did get all of the, air currents and ether currents and everything in the area, and I exposed as much of the map as I possibly could. But you could stick to your guns. They're stupid guns, but you could stick to your guns and just, like, say, men, you can't be a man if you can get pregnant. But now that you've abandoned that, you no longer actually have any footing. Because now it's your flavor of the week argument of what makes a man. And by the way, at that point, ironically enough, you're actually fundamentally making the argument of your opposition, which is that gender is fluid and can mean different things at different times based on different characteristics. You cannot logically thread that needle anymore with this argument. There was a whole takedown, by the way, of why Imane Khalif was even, was most likely even banned from a competition last year for the supposed failed test, and how it actually has to do with corruption. And yeah, spoiler alert, Russian sports officials are corrupt. Bishop Taurus, something about gender fluids, pretty sure that's NSFW. Depends on which fluids you're talking about. So if you're talking about, like, for instance, the stuff that flows within certain lovable characters, it's gender fluid. Actually, I was discussing with friends last night. Godzilla is actually born in the sea from atomic energy, forming like a sort of a sack of gender fluid until it eventually breaks containment and we get Godzilla. Godzilla was birthed from the gender fluid. But how you doing, Bishop Taurus? Good to see you. The shipwright's name is Wok Ivu. He's a Jabral who only moved to Kazmauka a few years ago, but has since mastered our customs to an almost frightening degree. He's especially strict when it comes to manners, so make sure to offer him a proper Hanu Hanu greeting. We wouldn't want to offend him right before asking a favor. A proper Hanu Hanu greeting? Oh, that one! Don't worry, I remember how it goes. Then we shouldn't have any problems. Let's head to Oak Bake Bay, to the east of here. I think this is the first Olympics in a few years that no one is bringing up Russia doping up their athletes. That's because eventually people just get fucking tired of bringing it up. It's literally a case of, like, fatigue. Because Russia's always cheating. And it's not even, listen, this isn't even like an America versus Russia take when I say Russia's always cheating. Russia's just always fucking cheating when it comes to international competitions. Like, that's not even a hot take. That's not even a warm take. It is at best a lukewarm take. They stay getting in trouble. This is Oakbake Bay, the village of all. Those who drift into Kazmauka from Tuliolal and elsewhere are welcome to live here alongside the Hanu. As for Wookie Vu, he lives and works in the House of Waters High, at the climb of that large tree nearby. Follow me, but I should warn you, the climb up the stairs can be challenging. Well, I'm not gonna climb, because I'm gonna turn into a boat machine. Hey, can we discuss how everybody needs to stop fucking doxing people over minor shit? So did they stop, or did they just do something Zitter thinks is worth arguing over? No! Bishop, it is a case of, like, Russia's still doing shit, but people are so focused on other things that, like, it's just not... In other words, nothing... Here's me being genuinely honest about it. There hasn't been anything that's come up. I also guarantee you, if you checked every single Russian athlete, someone's fucking doping. Because they've actually done, like, exposés on it. What do you want with me? They've literally done, like, exposés on it and found, like, hey, this shit is so rampant that there's basically no way to not see it come up at some point.
Kali.
Okay. Okay.
Good. You brought your manners with you.
Okay.
When you know Kanu,
yo,
who is the Kanu do? For a country
but do you prefer Bishop or Taurus? Does it matter to you?
Demands that we respect the cultures of all peoples.
But Bishop, So can put his foot in it with this expansion. I gotta say.
That explains your familiarity with Hanu customs. And you speak truth, of course. To live together means to learn about each other.
I appreciate an open mind.
Also, I'm about to spoil. In fact, I go primarily by Bishop, but I was like, okay, Bishop's easy then.
You're Wuklamat.
Okay.
Oh, what an unexpected honor for old Wukevu. Here I am prattling on about manners, and I've gone and insulted
oh God, he's herself. Oh God.
There is no excuse for this betrayal of etiquette.
Today's stream is brought to you by anxiety. Do you have anxiety?
Take up
Me
your
too.
axe and claim my impudent head.
That's it.
Keep your head.
There was no positive message. It's just anxiety.
I hate formalities anyway, so forget about it. All right?
All right then. Consider it forgotten.
How prompt.
I'm fine with it.
We're actually here about the Ihihana float. It's in bad shape, and we need you to craft new carrying poles and a new eye. I'm told you work with Uyuipo wood.
I guess FC stands for Fearful Cat here. Yes.
Abokisha?
Yes.
That I do. But, well, I would like nothing more than to offer my services. I just used the last I had of both those materials.
Well, guess what we're gonna have to do.
In particular went to fixing homes damaged by the recent storm. I'll need 10 days or so to restock.
We can't wait that long. If you tell me where to go, I'll gather them myself.
What? Send the third promise out on an errand like some common lackey? That's utterly unconscionable. A gross violation of social protocol.
I told you not to worry about such things.
All right then. I shan't worry a whit.
Bro. You know...
What's with your Hanu friend there?
He's gotta be autistic, right?
This season, and have come along to oversee the float's repair. As strange as it may sound, Wuklamat and her friends believe the float is an arcane focus, meant to encourage the growth of our struggling reeds.
That guy's gotta be autistic.
Too many Hanu have forgotten, it seems.
Especially if the argument is like
that is indeed the
he requires
of wings. Your education is
he requires this like we need to have the order of societal norms, and these are the manners, and this is the I need the focus the structure
Maybe a little
of a routine in order to observe society as it is, and then I'm going to react based on things going wrong. And the moment you tell me it's not wrong, we're good. Cool. I understand. All right. I no longer need to overanalyze the situation.
And you should find the stones you need.
Look, I'm not saying that he is autistic. I'm just saying there is no amount of money, there is no like rate of return you could give me to bet on him not having been in gifted classes when he was younger.
That should save us some time.
All right then, let's get moving.
And if you feel targeted by that, again, you could tell me I'm wrong. Gift to us for smart kids. Autistic kids went to special ed. Depends on which kind of autism you got.
Chosen one of your rivals is making progress.
But I should have just said special classes in general as a good rule of thumb to be more inclusive.
Ihiana, you say?
I'm still trying to figure out why everyone wants to get slam-bammed by Bakul Ja.
To let this play out.
Ja. Bakul Ja, excuse me.
The third-rate promise is making herself.
Yeah, well, I went to special ed because I was specially smart. So take that. No, listen. Listen, school's fucking bullshit and how they handle things everywhere. Anyways, we want to make sure all of our children, and I mean, listen, there needs to be a public school system. There just does. But we can also acknowledge that the public school system as currently structured is, we want all of our kids to be their absolute best without fail. So we make sure that all of them can fit into precisely this little box. And as needed, if they stay outside of it, we shave off all those edges until they can fit precisely into this exact box. And then we judge them based on how they fit in that box. Maybe not the best system. Just putting that out there. Cave Kikitola is southwest of Okhanu. We can return to the village first, then head there on foot. Everybody has needs. It just so happens the system in place to see those needs is very much not tailored for the wider variety of needs. Correct. But we do need some type of system, so, like, it's why I'm big on, like, everybody who argues for the abolishment of the Department of Education just needs to get slapped clear across the head. But also, we probably do need some reforms to the system of education as is set in place, but just not by the people who would see it dismantled. It's a very fine line, but I feel like it can easily be walked. Oh, this is what I was saying as far as the doxing shit that I was bringing up earlier. Listen. Sometimes there are people out there who I fully agree, and this is my hottest take, actually do need to be brought to light for the greater good of the world. Libs of TikTok, I should know that her name is Raya Chichek. Okay? Because she is literally building her life upon trying to ruin others, and very knowingly upon getting people brigaded such that it could lead to deaths. That is a problem. If you have a minor issue with someone and you dox them, you're a goddamn scumbag. Today's rant brought to you by fucking romhacking.net is closing. If you said, I'm vaguely familiar with the name romhacking.net, that sounds like it's triggering something in my brain meats. If you've gotten, I don't know, any ROM hacks of any variety over the past however many years, be they ROM hacking as a website? Well, romhacking.net is the website. If you've gotten any sort of ROM hacks, quality of life improvements, hard mode mods, translation patches, anything like that, chances are you got them from romhacking.net. And the website is shutting down. They're currently giving all their stuff over to the Internet Archive and saying, fuck it, I'm out. Because the dude who was running it was trying to hand off the website, and the people who he was handing it off to apparently ended up doxing him. Like, they had some sort of axe to grind, personally, and the whole thing, apparently there was a shitty connection between them, what have you, and that's what it ended up leading to. And I don't know. I still don't know all the details. I've looked into it. It's not anything like, there is no, like, everything I've seen points to, there is no surprise. Like, surprise, the guy running ROM hacking was actually a pedophile. Like, that's not what it was. They just had personal issues with him. And I guess they thought they could do more with the domain and this, that, or the other, and the code of the site, and like, just issues of feeling like he was being negligent and upkeeping something important, but not like to the tune of him actively destroying it or anything, just not like it became a whole thing where it was personal fucking petty grievances. And so now we are going to end up losing probably the single greatest repository of personal improvement works, and further than that, of translation patches that we have. And the issue is how that plays out further out. Because, like, a bunch of people see it's like, okay, whatever, this is a niche market. How many people have been able to play games like Mother 3, Bahamut Lagoon, Treasure of the Rudras, Live Alive before Nintendo finally released that shit, in languages other than Japanese? Getting able to enjoy these things. And will there currently be a place for these things? Yes, but the big brain, like, 2-year forecast lookout view is now we don't have this one proper repository of these things. So now, how many people would engage on a project for a translation patch or a quality of life improvement or something along those lines that would be necessary to bringing these older games to the forefront for more people to enjoy and play, who just won't, because the resources for them to do so with any type of efficiency just won't be there. Because there won't be a central place to put it, and they'll just go, it's not worth the effort. How many projects are going to be lost because these guys had a petty grievance that they decided to handle in the most unnecessary, over-the-top way possible? I'm not saying everyone in the world has to like everyone else in the world. I am saying, sorry, but you do have a duty to not dox people because you have a personal disagreement with them. Actually, I'm willing to go ahead and make that claim. You actually do have that duty in a polite society to not dox random people because you have issues with them. We all do. I'm fine with that. Cave Kikitola, as promised. Home to many deadly creatures. Venture inside if you feel confident, but I will conduct my own search out here. You can spot Ra Abokisha by its green-hued glimmer. Bring anything matching that description to me. I shall help scour the inside of the cave then. You take the west half and I'll take the east. Like, and I get it, okay? I really do get it. It's just video games. I get it. But again, at the end of the day, this shit has far-reaching implications and consequences. Upon closer inspection, you find that the glimmer you spied was just light reflecting off the water. Oh, the battle theme. Oh, Soken, my boy. You said, I'm gonna have a good-ass time, and boy, did you ever. I hate when the shinies are just water twinkles. Don't we all? It's ironic that, well, I mean, it's not. Obviously, it's very intentional, but that Ark plays this. I love that Ark is what plays this song. Because Ark is probably, like, the only more FF9 summon I could think of would be, like, Alexander. But even then, it has been in the other games, right? Like, it was even in 7. Just, you know, a lot of people didn't find it in the snowfields. But Alexander was there. Oh, 1 second, Shan.
Yes, this is Abokisha. Along with Graal's contribution, we have more than enough for our needs. The stones you've brought shine very brightly. I thank you both.
Dang it. You gotta wait for the... Alexander was here. Yeah, there was Alexander in 7. People just don't tend to remember as much because, again, it was kind of a side thing. He would have been happy to know we put things right.
But truth be told, a good friend of mine was meant to be festival leader for this year's Ihihana, but when that big storm hit, he did not survive. It fell to me to carry on instead. That was why you agreed to Uklamont's request, despite your initial reluctance. Yes, it hurt to hear, but she was right. Though I must mourn, I cannot let my grief consume me. Her words made me realize that the path to my recovery, our recovery, is already laid out before me, and I will walk it, for myself and for my friend. Thank you for sharing your story with us. Please, rest assured that we've taken your plight to heart. I'm certain our companions are procuring the other materials as we speak. Everything will come together, and the Hanu shall host a splendid, uplifting festival. That we shall.
With that, let us return and deliver the Abokisha into Wulkivu's waiting hands. I mean, I'll still send it to you now, Shan. Like, as long as you're online. There we go. Social. But no, not player search. Where's my friend list? There we go. Oh, you jumped offline. Never mind. Wait, how do I... Oh. I'm gonna have to see you in person, aren't I? Does his music slap as hard in the other games as it does in 14? Did you play 16? If you played 16 and you were like, man, some of the music in this shit kicks ass, there you go. No, I have not. Okay, all I will tell you is go listen to, like, the music in 16 from the fight against, for instance, Titan, and you'll go, oh. Oh, I get it. Yeah, Soken is a fucking excellent composer. Is that Eva Arc? I don't know, Sephi. You tell me. Look at the head of the ship. I can't do it. Okay, because I'm right next to the thing here, I'll go do this so you can see. Hi, Sephi, by the way. But, no, not Hingashi. I don't know. Mordona. I'm gonna warp somewhere so that I can show you a thing. And then I'm gonna warp right back. It's gonna cost me, like... When you said arc, I didn't think you meant this. Sephi, I said arc! Like the summon. But yeah, what the hell? Oh, there's a thing here. Well, I'll deal with that in a second. Here's how it is when you're on the ground. When you go in the air. When you can fly. Yeah, and it plays this music while you use it. One of my Let's Players said during the first Ifrit fight, "It's not enough, I need this song up my ass." Oh, during the Ifrit fight of 16. Yeah, Soken fucking killed that shit. The man is so good. He is not on my Mount Rushmore of composers, but damn if he ain't close. I think when it comes to the Mount Rushmore of video game composers, though, it is hard to break into that shit. It's like Nobuo Uematsu, Koji Kondo, what's her name? From Chrono Cross and for Kingdom Hearts, excuse me. Oh my god, it's gonna piss me off. Sephi's gonna be mad at me because she knows precisely who I'm talking about. But like 3 of the names are basically like locked in. Okay, hold on. Let me look it up. Yoko Shimomura. There we go. Thank you. It's like those 3. I'm sorry. You are not going to convince me there is a legitimate Mount Rushmore of video game composers that doesn't include all 3 of Koji Kondo, Nobuo Uematsu, and Yoko Shimomura. And so then you start arguing with number 4. And there are some fucking bangers out there that Soken would have to fight through to get on there. But he's up there. We did finish Legend of Mana. Thanks to the third promise and her mighty swings, we've collected some suitable logs of Uyuipo. What of the Abokisha? I got it right here. Yes, these are excellent samples. A goodly quantity, too. At this stage, you've likely surmised that the lifting of wings encourages the crops to grow. But exactly how? Well, you're in for a treat. If all goes to plan, the results should be spectacular. Now, to get to work crafting these pieces for the float, I could use an assistant versed in the arcane arts to enhance the Uyuipo's conductivity. Then I'd be delighted to help. Everyone else should head back to Okano. We'll join you at the float once the work here is complete. God, I love Kryl and her little fucking catsuit. I can't wait till we get to fight alongside her in Pictomancer form. Time to jump! Ow. I'll be lurking for a bit. Need to get food and do my roulettes for the day. It was nice meeting you. You too, Bishop. Glad to have you here. Hope your roulettes go well. Bam, 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 bam. Oh, Sephi, if there were any ROM hacks that you knew you were interested in on romhacking.net, go ahead and, like, just go to the site and start mass downloading them and, like, so that you can try them whenever you're interested. Because the site's shutting down. Because the owner got fucking doxxed. I don't know. This stuff is not disappearing. They're handing everything over to the Internet Archive. But, like, Lord knows when that's good. They're doing it all at, like, actively. So let me see if they put a timeline on here. Like I said, they are handing everything over. Wait, what? Oh, okay, this is all new news. Okay. Oh, downloads and images will be available as long as 2 certain people will allow. So basically, Dark Soul, FC and Chill Calico. In other words, so they're up for a bit, but there is no actual timeline. Because I have to stream. Oh, no. Nothing like today. It's not anything today. The downloads are still available. This is something where I would presume you have at minimum days, possibly weeks. But it's just, if there are things you're interested in, go there and just start downloading them and just, like, put together a ROM hacks folder and chuck them in there so that you can go through and be like, okay, I have this, and so you can put whatever you want later.
Gathering the Uyuipo is a trial in and of itself. At first, Wook-Evu criticized everything I did. Then he suddenly yelled, "I've spoken ill of the third promised and must punish myself," and proceeded to slam his head into an Uyuipo tree. I told him not to worry about it. Again. And it was like snuffing out a candle. He's an odd one, that's for sure.
He's autistic. Again.
At least we've seen to the poles and the new eye. Now we just have to wait for the feathers from the twins.
This is gonna be, we should go check on the twins, isn't it?
We should get some...
Oh, shit, okay.
We should get some rest before the excitement begins.
I'm fine with that. Yeah, basically, now, like I said, assuming everything goes correctly, everything is getting ported over to the Internet Archive, so it's not going to be gone, but it's going to be more annoying to find.
Over there by the float, isn't that the third promise? Then the rumors are true. She's trying to complete the feat of reeds by reviving Ihihana. The festival is a prayer for healthy crops, but does she honestly believe that will be enough to save our harvest? The second promise, meanwhile, barely glanced at the fields before leaving Okanu altogether. Maybe we asked too much of our young claimants. Oh, I wouldn't be too quick to count Goanna out. A friend of mine overheard him muttering by the reeds, something about what needs to be done.
I need Brave New World and Crimson Wings at least. Oh shit, I wasn't even thinking about them. I'm gonna have to grab them for sure.
Is that so? Perhaps we'll... Oh shit. That sounds like our Goanna. One look at the reeds was all he needed to think up a solution. Be that as it may, our own solution is nearly ready. Indeed, as soon as the others get back, our long-awaited festival can begin.
I will, Sham.
It took some doing, but we managed to gather competitors to vie for the title of Winds Chosen. The winner was only too happy to donate his feathers. You should have seen it. He called forth an incredible gust that sent his feathers sailing for miles. We had a turn ourselves, but it's more difficult than it looks. Poor Aaronville's twirled in the air for a moment before landing on his foot. I'm a gleaner. Magic is not part of our training. As for us, we've brought the wood and gemstone replacements crafted by Wook-Evu. All that's left is to attach them. Has it been decided who will ride the float? Papa was the guest of honor the last time I was here. I remember being surprised they could even lift the thing with his hulking weight on top of it. The rider must be a personage of great esteem, which is why an invitation is usually extended to the Dawn Servant. This time, however, I have another in mind. Oh, who is it? Our beloved Ihihana, the lifting of wings, is only being held because of you and your companions. Thus do I nominate you, Wook-Lamat, as our guest of honor. Huh? Me? Yeah, girl. This boat won't make me seasick, will it?
God, I love her.
I don't think so. Then weigh anchor. I can hardly refuse a request from one even more enthusiastic about the festival than me. I'd be delighted to ride your float. Thank you, Wook-Lamat. I have roles for the rest of you as well. We'll be carrying the festival float in a snow procession towards Koznau-Ukali, where the sacred likeness of Kijai is. What I'd like you to do is clear up the path of dangerous wildlife so that the procession can move along unimpeded. Consider it done. You expect me to sit still until Wook-Evu has finished with the float? Let me come along and help with the clearing. As you know, I'm not much for fighting. I'll stay behind and assist Wook-Evu with the repairs. If you aren't sure where you need to go, the path I spoke of begins at the south of the village and branches off to the east. That will lead you across the bridges to the Stride of the Sun. Then we shall see to clearing it end to end.
I'm dressed like a bit of a slut. Now they pay attention. Got like the side midriff going, the shoulder going. I guess that's what I get for choosing to be a Viper, which is, to be fair, an innately slutty class. before you ask me what makes the Viper a slutty class, you needed 2 swords. 1 wasn't enough. Two swords is slutty. You get where I'm coming from, Sephi. You get it. You understand. I knew you would.
As Linu Hanu said, Kozanwaki should be down this way, then off to the east when the path branches, then something about bridges and the stride of the sun. Anyway, let's split up and get to work. Once you've called all the threats you can find, we'll meet up in front of Kijai.
Look, I wouldn't have gone from Dancer to Viper if Viper wasn't slutty. You understand, Dorian, because Dancer is slutty as hell. And not even because of the dances, just because of the movements. And also the outfits that are just universally slut central. Respectfully speaking. I say that as a compliment, to be clear. Oh, shoot. Where's my... Melia Duel! Aha! Strike... No! Dang it, I was on your side, you... big turtly bitch. Gotcha. Titties out in every end gear, as it should be. As it should be. If your endgame armor doesn't have a titty window, what are you even doing? And I'm specifically referring to the mask folks here. Women, you do whatever the fuck you want. Can I say, that's something I've really loved. I know look at Honor bringing up Sword of Convallaria again. But it's something I really loved about Sword of Convallaria so far. Is like, there are patently few, like, overly sexualized designs. It doesn't mean nobody's sexy, it's just like, there's so much less of, like, the metal string bikini. It's like women are allowed to be in full leather armor, even if they have boobs. Like, they have gloves, they have boots, they have gear on. Rowea's probably the single most sexualized character in the game, and that just comes down to she's busty and she's wearing a blouse that isn't buttoned all the way up. That is, like, the extent of it. It's nice. It is a nice change of pace. Also, Gloria shows off at the beginning of every fucking fight. She plays a whole animation for getting out her flag for everyone. And it's cool, but also it's like, girl, you don't need to do all that. Like, I believe in you regardless, just so you know. Aha! Death rattle. Done. Next. Okay. Wham, 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 wham. Flam, 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 flam. In a just world, I do need to say, there would be a mod of 9 that lets you play with blank with a full skill set at the end of the game.
Ah, you're a step ahead of us. This must be the likeness of Kijai. The Hanu Hanu deity of the harvest.
was half expecting a flying whale. Even their sacred images are woven with weeds. Makes you appreciate how much their culture revolves around the reed harvest, doesn't it? It said that Kijai was worshipped on another continent. This ancient faith was brought to Tural by the first Hanu. The Hanu migrated here from another continent. Then mayhap the two do share a common ancestor. This is all very fascinating, but shouldn't we be getting back to Linu Hanu? He'll want to know the path is safe for the procession. Right, and I need to ride on the float. I'll run ahead and tell him we're done here. I love her. Okay. Oh, good. This asshole.
Not sure we heard you right, old man. Why don't you say that again?
As many times as you'd like. The third promise tasked me with repairing this float, and I'll not relinquish it to an uncultured brute like you. Much less one that can't even manage a simple greeting.
We wanted to handle this in a civilized way, but we're more than willing to kill you.
Bring it the fuck on.
We have a two-headed problem. Yes, please hurry. She's on her way back already?
Stand back, Wukevu! I will protect the float!
Are you trying to be brave, little bird?
I could never have repaired the float alone. Not properly. But thanks to Wuklamat and her friends, we can hold Ihihana again! This is a priceless treasure! And as festival leader, I would die to protect it!
You probably shouldn't have raised it like that, bro.
Very well, if that's what you want.
Hell yeah! Bust his ass, girl! This is gonna go poorly.
Put everything into that blow.
Girl, it doesn't matter. You're a warrior. Just hit the third move of your combo and you'll recover HP. You got sustain. You're fine.
For you to understand the gulf between us.
What up, Flower Crown?
But you need more lessons. We'll carve them into your mangy hide until you cry and beg forgiveness.
He's technically higher level. Well, she doesn't know that though, Shan. That said, I'm fine with whooping his ass.
Plan was to steal the float and take the credit. The so-called blessed siblings are nothing but cheats.
Your scorn is sweet music. Come, weaklings. We'll crush you each in turn. Or all together, if you like.
Why does he look like he would be right at home in Oddworld? Because he would be right at home in Oddworld.
Calm yourself, Chosen One. If you fight in earnest, this will end in a massacre. What's more, we have word that our other prospect is on the verge of success.
That must be Koana.
Then it would be foolish to expend effort sweating nuts. Lucky for you. Eh?
Also, kind of reminded me of the really bad tiny-headed dinos in that Super Mario movie.
Two
The
heads.
Koopas!
I see Mamuk still clings to that loathsome hope.
Talk to us, Third Promise. You're not dying, are you?
He's an energetic sort.
It'll take more than that to kill me. So, are we having this festival or not?
Yes. Yes, we are.
The fact that they could make a bird smile is really impressive. It's a very cute smile. It's a very cute smile. That big old... It's a very cute smile.
All right. Thank you for coming to our rescue. I tried to protect the float, but against that two-head, I may as well have not been there at all. Nonsense. You stood your ground and brought us the time we needed to make it back. You were incredibly brave.
I'm gonna go with... Ochu green dye. Volt 91! Ding, motherfucker! Do people still say ding when they level up? That's still a thing.
With that exciting interlude over, you'll be pleased to know that my repairs are finished as well. Before we commence this festival, however, it would be courtesy to inform the villagers that Ihihana will be held after all. Go forth, but do not forget your greetings. At this stage, I should hope the reminder is unnecessary. Oh, Kali! See? I remember!
Sometimes, listen. I'm just reminded of that one meme. People used to say ding when they leveled up in MMOs. All right, Grandma, let's get you back to the bed. Oh, Kali. I'm in Main Street, an area where I'm still fucking pissed I can't get Nero's hammer. To this day, it is the dumbest shit. Give me that hammer. Why did you make such a cool hammer and then refuse to give it to me? Why, game? Oh, Kali!
Thank you for letting me know. I would very much like to attend the festival, but the repair should be finished as soon as possible. What to do? What to do?
Because it was a bridal present from Sid. I don't give a damn. We know Sid too. Sid likes us too. Not as much as Nero, but Sid likes us too. I could have had that damn hammer. I put it up on the website, on the mug shop. You telling me I can buy Hien's clothing, but I can't buy that damn hammer? You telling me I can buy Gaia's hammer? You can't even say it's because it's a hammer. You cannot look me in the eyes and say, well, you can't because it's a hammer. Because I can buy Gaia's fucking hammer.
Oh, Kali! The festival is about to begin? What do you expect me to say? Besides, of course I'll be there! Cleaning up the storm's aftermath may have been hard on us all, but the lifting of wings is tradition, and a joyous one at that. I won't sit here brooding my days away. Give me a moment to get ready.
Like, that's the thing. I have seen people use the argument, it's because it's a hammer, not an axe, and, like, they don't want to conflate, and it's like, bullshit! You already are selling us hammers!
Oh, Kali! What? The float is fixed? Our fallen friends will be glad to know that Ihihana will soon be underway. They would have wanted us to honor them with celebration, not let their loss deter us from it. I must go and enjoy the Fost Festival for those who no longer can.
And here's the thing. They know. They have to know. They have to know everyone wants that damn hammer. That there are people who are like, I will literally pick up Warrior if you sell me the hammer.
The Hanu were pleased to hear the festival was going ahead, I imagine. That is well. Once your friends return, the lifting of wings can begin at last.
So few have come.
Patience. Once Ihihana gets underway, no Hanu will be able to resist joining in.
I love this
Just
song, y'all.
so. Ukewu knows well the heart of the Hanu. Have faith, Third Promise, and climb aboard the float. It is time for the lifting of wings.
Right. Off we go.
Though I still do find it funny that we get to Tuliolol and Soken's
Ihihana
like,
is a prayer for bountiful harvest. But this is not its only meaning. It is also an exchange of pledges between rider and bearers. A commitment to a long and fruitful friendship.
hello?
Listen well, friends! The personage we
Jesus.
bear today is Wuklamat!
I was like, what the heck is
savior
going
of our
on?
beloved festival! Let your shoulders burn,
Oh,
or your
tacos.
feathers fall out! But
Yeah, she
do
already
not
made the meat and
even
everything.
think of dropping her!
You just need to warm it up, but it's literally sitting in the pot ready. Bye. What up, Pred? Ooh.
Ready and...
How's you? I'm good. Oh, I'm not my. Okay. Fuck me, then.
I could get used to this.
Is this the victory theme? It sure is. But yeah, the music in this expansion is so good, but I do have to admit,
Come and help us carry the float!
Dorian comes first, then Josh. That's fair, actually. That's completely reasonable.
Well, well, well. To see the day that Dawn's promise would ride our boat again.
This expansion is so...
We've not had the honor since
You don't
were
like it,
here,
Britt?
Ulul Jaja.
Right, we've enough bearers now. Onwards to Kozanuaki!
But yeah, I love the music in this expansion, but I do have to admit it is hilarious that Soken was like, okay, so the main city, Tuliolal, very clearly based on Mesoamerican influence, lot of native Mexican culture and design. Okay, how about some fucking swing music? And nobody thought to say, hey Soken, hey bud, we gotta talk. Do you know?
Watch well.
Do you know what
For
any
you're
of the
about to
things
bear
you said
witness to the
are
true glory of
individually
Ihihana.
before we bring them all together? Like, it's good. I love the song. Don't misunderstand me. I fucking love the song. It was just not what I expected to hear. Caracal said it best when he said this, this Chips Ahoy ass song. And like, yeah, it's a Chips Ahoy ass song. And I knew 100% what he meant.
Then receives that energy and expels it in a great burst.
It's that old fucking, yo, 1,000 chips delicious from Nabisco. It is a Chips Ahoy ass. Okay. All right. Now, I am okay with this working out. And also, they did do a good job of explaining, like, how we get from point A to point B of this helping the harvest and fixing things. So it's fine. But I would just like to point out that we have thrown our lot in with trying to help the ascension of a girl who looked at a failing harvest and said, okay, but what if we build a boat and dance?
Like a literal charm.
The float really was helping the reeds.
You know, she's either a great leader...
That was amazing!
Or she's like Kevin from The Office, and we all have to wait to hear her other plans before we realize that it was just luck. And eventually she's going to explain to us about her plan for a free Big Mac. She's incredibly lucky. Yeah, but that's fine. Here's the thing, Frankie. Sometimes you just need to be lucky. I really enjoyed the story for a while, and then at some point I was ready for the story to pick up and not feel like I'm just in one big side quest. That's fair, Britt. Sometimes things will hit you and sometimes they won't. Though from what I understand, as it goes on, there is more of that. I just don't know how it gets there. Or, hear me out, she's just as ADHD as the rest of the Scions and made mental connections no one else could see. No. We're gonna argue about this story, and actually, I don't know if you were there for it, I had a stream where I went Scion by Scion and explained each of their problems. Because the Scions are not all ADHD. They're basically all neurodivergent, fucked up in some way, but it's all in specific ways. Okay? It's all in specific ways. That's the thing. The only one who's really not, like, truly fucked up, and even then, she is, it's just different, would be, like, Y'shtola. And even then, she's exchanging her life force for the ability to see, so... choices are being made. Okay? But all of them have specific issues, is the thing. God, let me see if I can find that clip, because it really was, to me, like, the best way I can break it down. Let me see if I can find it if I look on the back. Like, can I search through my shit? Content. Clips. Do they have a way for me to, like, search? Okay. Final Fantasy XIV. Boom. Clips of my channel. I have to go back a minute. I'm getting a call from Scam Likely, so there you go. Oh, here we go. I think this is it. Yup, this is it. Eorzea knows secrets to the inner workings of the stars, the flow of ether, and to the realms between realms that no other person alive knows. And yet. Thancred just spent God knows how long walking around butt booty naked. And like fucking haggling for pants. This asshole just spent 10 G's on a scrunchie.
That would obviously be...
Alfino?
That would obviously
Man,
be Estinian.
I don't got enough time. Alizé, you got anger issues. You got to figure it out. You Stola and Kryl, they're fine. They're basically fine.
Right. I stand behind everything I said in that clip.
Estinian is my boy too. Brit, I started as a Lancer. I got the joy of going into Heavensward as a Dragoon and already having that bond. Estinian's my boy. I think he's great. He's also a moron. That's the thing. Estinian is... How am I going to phrase this? Estinian is what I'm going to refer to as a misplaced rich kid. Okay? Because he acts like a rich kid. Like, just hand over the card, swipe it. Who gives a fuck about price? Like, that's irrelevant. But no, bro, you actually don't got it like that. Just so you're aware, I don't know if you weren't told, but you don't actually got it like that. You need to pay attention to the price tag, bitch. Sorry, them's the breaks. Oh my god, why? 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 Oh, I know why. I know why. I know why, but it's not letting me take care of why. Hold on. Hold on. Bit. Hold on. You mother. There we go. Problem is now finally fucking solved. I was trying to fix the thing on here and it's just stupid. Guklamot has that speedrunner brain, is all I'm saying. True. True. If I shimmy up against this wall and then jump at a 45-degree angle, I will clip through into the final boss room.
Should I have left the float behind like that? I was so excited to see the reeds. Nothing to worry yourself over. My brethren have been swept up by festival fever. Last I saw, they were taking turns at the carrying poles on the way back to the village. Please, feel free to look over the fields and enjoy the sight of what you've accomplished.
Some of them still look a bit sickly.
I imagine even the harvest magic has its limits. If the Hanu continue their festival tradition year after year, though, the entire field should eventually recover.
Estinian has one fear. Well, that's two fears by definition, and it is Tataru and Kryl, and possibly Alizé. I don't think he fears Alizé. I think he's confused by Alizé, because I think he still doesn't fully understand. I'm being real. I think Estinian still doesn't fully understand the concept of twins. So he still just thinks that Alfino is yelling at him for no fucking reason. It's like, after everything we've been through? Really? Like, that is my personal take. I just don't think he actually understands what twins are.
Where does that leave us with the feet, then?
You've got nothing to fear on that account. Our situation could never have resolved itself. The revival of even a single reed would have served to demonstrate your commitment to the task. that you recognize the nature of the float.
He absolutely
and
doesn't
found a
understand
new
the twins. He
perfect
probably thinks Alpha
solution
knows it.
in
I
Ihihana.
think,
Proves
I'm not
your
even kidding,
dedication.
Frankie. I think, you know
What's
the
more,
John Oliver
I
bit?
don't think I've seen the festival produce such impressive results since I was a mere chirper.
You know the John Oliver bit of there's not two Olsen twins,
We
they're
have
just
been
one,
lax
and they're
in
moving back and
maintaining
forth
the
really
float,
quickly?
diluting its magic.
I think
and
that Estinian
reducing
genuinely believes that
Ihihana
about
to
Alfino and
hollow
Alize.
theater.
That it's just Alfino,
But
and like,
today's events
the Alize thing is a
remind
trick
us
for
of
everyone.
The power in tradition.
It has nothing to do with dragons or lances, so it's outside his wheelhouse.
Connor!
I was delayed by an unpleasant encounter, but it seems I arrived at a good time.
Oh, that's right. I gotta put in the Discord a meme I got. For those of you who have seen Yusuf Dikec at the Olympics. Tell Bubba you'd like to, so she doesn't start doing it. She'll probably want to help you.
Oh, isn't that wonderful?
Okay.
What?
So why don't you
You
do it,
just pour in
during the
some
week?
mystery liquid and problem solved?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be there to help you if you need me.
Stagnant ether was to blame for the reed's poor condition.
Okay.
I assumed that was an alchemical concoction which enhances
Love you.
ethereal conductivity. It utilized the flowing water as an ethereal current,
Yeah,
thereby
I
promoting
posted
the
this in
transfer of
memes
life
just
energies.
now, but
A method I could not have devised without the education I received at the studium and the cooperation of my Archon allies.
I saw that shit and started dying. I was like, yep, pretty much. Also, I really need to reiterate what I think is a very, very important truth, which is to say, Yusuf Dikec has killed someone before. Like, that's a hitman. I'm pretty sure that's actually Bullseye from Marvel. He was too good and too calm with no gear.
Archon allies?
Yeah, you think he doesn't know?
You see, Lamachi, this is why we need to embrace foreign knowledge and technology. Employed appropriately, they make light work of what would otherwise be arduous labor. There's no need to lug around heavy floats.
Well, you always were the clever one, brother.
Your approach was no less effective, Wuklamart. It achieved the same result.
Indeed it did. And you enjoyed the festival, yes?
Yeah, dude,
I did. It was so much fun.
he's missing the point.
Having visited your village before,
Jesus.
I thought I knew everything about it. As it turns out, I knew very little.
I'm
About the
here's the thing.
leaves,
I've seen so
about
many people talk about
Ihihana.
how they love Koana. And I'm assuming he gets better. But as of right now, he's
With
just
all
an
I've learned this
NFT,
time,
bro.
I feel as though I've really come to know the Hanu. And I like you even more now than I did before.
He's just like, technology solves everything. And it's like, okay, you know there's room for, like, tradition in the world, right?
The feeling is mutual. And it's not just you.
James, 'cause
who
you
I love to learn
understand.
Either. I'll never look at our float the same way
I
again.
get his point. Is that there are other ways
The
of
two
doing
of you
things
have
that
exceeded
can be more efficient.
expectations. Come forth and claim your stones.
But that is for eliminating labor, not for eliminating tradition. If he said, I came up with a machine to help harvest the reeds.
So this is what they look
So
like.
that it is easier for everyone who needs it.
Go on. Set it
That's a
in the
different
tablets.
discussion. That's fine. That's work. Bitch went to the white man school and came back acting like the white man.
A perfect fit. That leaves 6 more.
But yeah, it's not like the dude, like, he's not trying to save them time from the hard work. He's trying to cut out a festival.
Not even a moment of celebration. That's Kona for you.
The third promise? You must join us for Ihihana next season. As Dawn Servant, of course.
Hell yeah.
Right. It's back to Tulihiola for now.
She understands that
Thank you for having us.
you can
I look
help
forward
your
to
people
seeing you all again.
and you can make the lives of your people easier. But you also need to remember they are people. And you need to work within that framework of understanding
These are interesting times indeed.
that the people need to be allowed to be people, as long as what they do is not harmful or problematic to anyone else. And obviously, joyous festivals are not a problem.
The concoction was brewed by Kona himself. It's a test vial, but it should contain the same reagents.
Good work. We'll use whatever we must to win. For win we must.
Still trying to figure out why y'all want to get fucked by that big two-headed bastard. Y'all are the same ones who are like, I know Griffith is a terrible, evil murderer and literally the fucking worst, but he's so pretty. You know what else he is? Evil! My journey has just started and already I've met so many wonderful people. Wook Evu, for one. He's a bit eccentric, but everyone could stand to be as respectful of other cultures as he is. And Ninu Hanu? It warmed my heart to see him honor his departed friend through Ihihana and to help others do the same. I can't help but feel excited thinking who else I might meet over the course of the contest. Come on, let's head back to Jabaliev Tai. Sorry, not my stall. I'm leaving the sightseeing because it'll help with leveling other stuff. And just like that, we found an elector and won our first keystone. I knew I was right to trust your instincts. Come on, let's keep things moving and march onwards to Urgopacha. Chances are good we'll find an elector there as well. Before we do anything, however, we should see what your opportunistic Belu friend has to say. I've been waiting for what feels like days, and eaten enough of Brook Evu's tacos to feed an army. What is it you'd like to know? Our main concern was confirming the state of the road ahead. As I recall, to reach Urgopacha, we depart from the Arch of the Dawn, then take the road west at the first fork. Should we be wary of anything along the way? That is indeed the way to Urgopacha. After the damage wrought by the recent downpour, however, you'll be doing more stumbling than walking. But do take heart. When it comes to rugged terrain, we have a most dependable solution available. Come with me. You know, I think while most expansions are rated T for trauma, this one is rated C for character development. More or less. This really is the beach episode. They just apparently decide to throw in a bunch of stuff along the way.
May I introduce you to our most dependable companion, the alpaca. Fuzzy. These animals can traverse Urkopacha's steep mountain trails as if they were gentle fields, and all while carrying heavy loads. Our merchants will be lost without them. So they fill much the same niche as our chocobos back home. You don't have alpacas in Eorzea? Alpacas are native to Tural. Eorzea has its chocobos, and the eastern lands have their horses. Why go to the trouble of breeding another pack beast in a place which ill suits its qualities, and where it is not needed anyways? But must we ride these little monsters? I get the impression you aren't fond of alpacas. When I was small, and being a bit naughty, I went around pulling on their wool. One of them spat on me, and it was the foulest stench you can imagine. I see. What are they like to ride? Alpacas bred as mounts are inquisitive and docile. Even those without experience find them easy to handle. We're really doing this then. So, was my information useful to you? Yes, very helpful. Even if it wasn't what I wanted to hear. Good! I'll take my payment now. You want me to pay you? I guess I should have expected as much from a Pelu merchant. Let me see what I have on me. The Pelu value the act of spreading joy through trade, as you should know. They take pride in making deals that benefit both parties. Here you go. A fair price for your fair advice. Yes! I made a promise with the third promise herself. My friends will never believe this made a trade with the third promise. I shall be on my way now. I wish you safe travels. Off you go then, and thank you. I better not get spit on again. You brought that on yourself. Remain calm and gentle, and so will they. I mean, I'm still not happy about this, but if we need to ride alpacas to reach Urkopacha, then that's what we'll do. Who wants to boo stuff? Sometimes I just sing random words. I just need you all to accept it. Oh, shit. This Machu Picchu ass Urkopacha.
Turali poets of yore sang of a mountain.
Machu Picchu.
Tall, even should all other lands sink beneath the sea.
I see what you did there.
Indomitable and eternal, it arises from Urkopacha, the 100 peaks of time.
I see what you did there,
of all the
and I
beasts
appreciate
which
it.
crawl and fly, only the legendary Valigarmanda could hope to disturb the summit's serene majesty. Yet, with that flying calamity imprisoned by the Dawn Serpent, what great feat remains for those who would claim the throne?
Catch a bird with your bare hands. I don't know. Sounds right. Do we get an alpaca from the story?
So this is Urkopacha. I've never actually been here before.
If not, this game is cheating.
The air is so crisp and clear.
That is a Los Angelino
Mountains
outside of Los
everywhere you
Angeles
look.
for the first time. Not the mountains part, but the crisp and clear air thing.
That one massive peak in particular has quite the presence.
See also a New Yorker
puts me
the
in
first
mind of
time they
some
go
awe.
out to the Midwest.
That is Workor Sormor, the tallest mountain in Tural. Its sheer height makes it an imposing climb. But there are other reasons the ambitious keep their distance.
Oh? Do tell.
Monsters. It is a fantasy world after all.
Where to begin?
Excuse me, but you're Wuklamat, are you not? I hadn't thought to encounter one of the Dawn's promise here of all places.
Who are you? What up, bro? Oh, that shit is
fucking pressed.
But I should introduce myself. I am Bolnok, a weaver by trade.
Well met, Bolnok.
That shit is laid.
Oh, truly. I've just come from there, as it happens. I'd asked the Pelu who sell me their wool to give me a tour of their alpaca ranch. The head rancher and I shared a bottle of mezcal while he explained the finer points of wool production.
Oh shit, a bottle of mezcal. They're not fucking joking around. This is Mexico.
Mezcal? Is that a local beverage?
It's an Urgopacha specialty. A spirit made from distilled agave heart juice.
Yes, and it must have done wonders for my mood,
Literally.
for I tripled my usual order of alpaca wool. They did offer me a discount, though, so it wasn't a bad deal in the end. But listen to me, boring you with my tedious stories. I will leave you before you are lulled to sleep. Goodbye, and safe travels.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, silly me. I almost forgot to say the thing I actually wanted to say. Peace for Tural. I agree with your vision, Third Promise. You have my support in your bid for the throne.
I gather from his tale we would be foolish to underestimate Pelu merchants.
Probably.
Yes. They do more than run the markets in Tuliyola. Pelu peddlers can be found everywhere in Tural, traveling from place to place on their sturdy alpacas. They are effusive and engaging speakers, and many's the customer who's been talked into spending more than they bargained for.
They won't find this customer so easily charmed.
She's about to get her fucking shit wrecked in terms of deal making.
Watchun Pelo's down
To
the
be
path.
clear.
Off the main road. Don't get lost.
It's right there.
We need to bring Tataru here. Dear God. Tataru with these merchants? No. No, that'll be the end of things. Oh, I can punch an alpaca? I'm not gonna, but I can. If you want, you can stab an alpaca. I'm just not gonna stab an alpaca, because why would I stab an alpaca? This is it. Watchun Pelu, home of the Pelu. Wuklamat should have arrived here. No. We said already. Should have arrived before us. There we go. That's not good. Oh, Jesus. You've come all this way from the Rite of Succession. Oh, so this means I'm exchanging words with the future Dawn Servant. Please, the outcome is far from decided, but it is a possibility. How fortunate, then, that I deal in cloaks woven from especially luxurious alpaca wool. Such a garment would look magnificent when draped over the shoulders of our budding ruler. Oh, God. And a nation's ruler should dress her best for her adoring people, yes? Finery for our finest lady. That's right. Come, Third Promise. My well-stocked shelves are but a few steps away. Finest lady? I like the sound of that. All right. I suppose a quick look wouldn't hurt. Ahem! What did we just talk about? Erenville, when did you... Oh, God. Ah, a Shetona from far-off Jacques Tural? Northern winters are bitterly cold affairs, I'm told. I cannot imagine how you survive them without a lovely warm cloak of quality alpaca wool. No, thank you. I'm not in need of new clothes at the moment, and neither is the Third Promise. Perhaps another time. Of course, of course. My shop door is always open. Jesus, there are two people who are not allowed to come here. That's Tataru and fucking Estinian.
You were saying something about not being easily charmed? I was just... As I mentioned previously, the Pelu people live for bringing happiness through trade. They won't cheat you or sell you defective goods. They will, however, disarm you with their deft turns of phrase, and unwitting customers like Wuklamat fall prey to this affable approach time and time again. Your only recourse is a clear and firm refusal. They won't pursue the matter should you make your disinterest plain. A valuable insight into the minds of the Pelu Pelu. Let us all take Erenville's words of caution to heart.
Yeah, Estinian's not allowed here because he will bankrupt the fucking Scions. To be clear. I like that they're a hyper-capitalist but kind of casual about it. 100%. Short Elf Twink's hair is stupid in the back. I hate that braid. Which one, Sephi? Which Short Elf Twink? Which one's hair is stupid? Listen, all I know is... Wind up, Hien! That's my canonical best friend, and I keep him with me. Why are they at half-mast? I don't have a good answer for you.
Not my finest moment, I'll admit. But now that we're here, let's do what we came to do. Find the Elector. Allow me to propose a strategy, then. Krile, Alizé, and I will speak with the merchants. Wuklamat, you and Erenville might try approaching travelers and passers-by. I'm gonna have to be in that group, aren't I? Anoriand, pray investigate any of the other establishments which would catch your eye. Should we learn aught of use, let us relay it to the third promise.
Alright, before that, however... Well, I'm right here, so first things first, let's do this. Also, I love how, you know, Sephi calls me a nerd for having my character's last name be Bonanza. Like, this motherfucker right here isn't named Gafgarian! Oh, I'll walk over there in a second. Is that a player? That's a player! That is another player. Level 90 samurai with no pants. They're doing the no pants dance. Everybody do the no pants. The no pants is a dance.
The Dawn Servant's Elector? Ah, I thought you were a new face in town. Here for a right of succession, I take it? Me, I don't much care who sits on the throne, so long as they keep Tural peaceful. People tend not to be in the mood to relax and sip our excellent mezcal once arrows and spears starts flying, if you know what I mean. Speaking of which, would you like a cup? A joy shared is a joy doubled, I say. Ah, right, yes. You're asking about that Elector business. Being but freshly returned from my trading route, I've heard that there's a contest afoot, but not much else. Our head ledger, Tobli, could probably tell you more about it.
I want to get the rest of the 2B set. And yes, I very specifically said the 2B set and not the 9S set. Because I already got the 2B dress with the titty window, and the fact that they made that shit non-gender specific, I want to get the rest of it just on principle. I want to walk around looking like Boy Bunny 2B. Looking like every conventionally attractive male trying to roll up to a cosplay convention.
Electors? Oh yes, I've heard all about the right of succession. They're looking to put a new ruler on the throne, eh? Personally, I'm rooting for Zeral Jaja. If the first promise wins, he'll look to expand our sphere of influence. That means more access to resources and more customers. In the thousands column, potentially. So many new trading opportunities spread happiness far and wide. Others have been coming around to my way of thinking, so I've begun crafting goods inspired by the resilient sun. Would you care to purchase something?
Please just answer my question. Hi, Liana.
Very well. You said you wanted to know about the Elector? I could help you, but I won't. I can tell you're no supporter of Zoral Ja or his policies. Well, fuck you two then. How's that? Sound good? Sound good. Glad we had that discussed. But yeah, I already got the main thing of the 2B outfit, so now I want to get the rest of it. I do appreciate that you did the dye in white situation, that you went with the 2P look instead of the 2B look. At some point in my life, I really need to play Nier. I'm not even saying I'm going to like it, but at some point, no, 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 no. They're still doing this shit. This happened right before I logged on. Literally right before I logged on to stream, the server borked and everyone got booted because of a DDoS attack. Okay, wait. Character was not... Yes. Oh, come the fuck on. I'm in the panties and the tie-highs. No, you don't. You will cry. Sephi, I've been told as much. I also just... You gotta be shitting me. Why are y'all DDoSing the servers? I don't have grass to go outside and touch. It's wet. It's raining. You finished the Hanu Hanu. Yeah, I did, Liana. I was running a joke about it. I was like, listen, I love Wu Kalamat. I really do. And I love how they're setting her up to properly be a good leader and understand things. I do just also have to be honest and say, to be fair, we have thrown our lot in with a woman who saw a community ravaged by terrible storms and with issues of their harvest, and said, what if we build a boat about it? Just, that is what she did. Hello there, I'm Mablu. Do you have a question for me? Sorry, I don't know about any electors. You should take a moment to see our prized alpacas before you leave, though. Oh, but be sure to admire them from a respectable distance. Get too close and our nervous darlings may be tempted to spit on you. And that stuff stinks. It happened to a visiting buyer not so long ago. Tobli, that's the head rancher, was so mad at me for not giving a proper warning. No one makes a mistake without Tobli noticing. He knows everything that happens on this ranch. Starting to sound like Tobli's gonna be the elector. The entirety of the North American service has been busy. I still haven't been able to make a character to play. Oof. I'm apparently very lucky that I'm able to get in and stream. Then I will take it. But I do like how they're setting up Wu Kalamat to understand that a leader needs to think out the box, and also a leader needs to be able to respect their people for who they are. Kawana. You really have to watch yourself around these silver-tongued peddlers. I almost bought a whole bottle of mezcal and a stack of blankets, and then there was this enchanting ornament. Anyway, I did manage to learn that Tobli is the man to talk to about the contest. Now, if only they'd share where his head ledger of theirs is to be found. Really? He's also the head rancher? Well, the alpaca ranch is not far from here. I say we pay it a visit before the others return. I'll probably wait a few weeks for the new of Dawntrail to wear off. At least I'm hoping that's long enough. That's fair, Frankie. No, but for real, it's like... Again,
It's like Shan said. I appreciate Kawanna's trying to help people, but Kawanna went to the white man school and came back a white man. And like, this is gonna bug me. I just need to do something real quick, please. I hope you all don't mind. It's going to bug me very pointedly if I don't do this. Hold on. Cool. Cool. All right. Now I'll just drop down where I need to be. That's a wolf. But Kawanna's whole thing is like, he doesn't understand, like, technology is fine, aiding your people is fine, but you can't eliminate tradition. You seek to eliminate labor. Like, there's nothing inherently wrong with people wanting to have a festival that doesn't hurt anyone. It doesn't matter if it's as efficient as other options. These alpacas are so goddamn fluffy. I just want one. I love Kawanna, but he's also the kid who went to Europe and came back and won't shut up about the Netherlands and bike lanes. No, he's the kid who went to... In addition to all that, he's the kid who went to Europe and come back and insists on pronouncing it Barcelona. Barcelona. Oh, I thought it was Kawanna. I was thinking more Spanish than Pacific Islander translation. Or pronunciation, I should say. Kona. That is a lot of alpacas. Still, we know the head ledger could be here somewhere. This is her 9/11, just so everyone knows. I can't let fear deter me. Not to say that I'm afraid. This is literally her personal 9/11. Excuse me, is one of these workers Tobli? Tobli? Oh yes, he likes to mingle with the ranch hands and keep an eye on things. I can't tell you which one he is, though. You can't? Is this part of the contest? All I can say is that Tobli often mentions his favorite pungent subject. He also can't resist a profitable trade. Though who among us could, am I right? Still, if you bring him a very good deal, he might let his identity slip. Heh, so it's like a game. Easy enough. All I have to do is offer Tobli a deal he can't ignore. No problem at all. Well, maybe one problem. I don't think my purse is deep enough to pay everyone who we think might be Toby. Let's ask some questions first to narrow down the field. Great! We can meet back here to share our impressions. Okay. This is about to be a absolute fucking shit show, isn't it? Well, obviously I'm not Tobli. I mean, oops. I shouldn't have said that. You're meant to find out yourself who Tobli is, or if an elector is even in the village at all. Good luck. That's exactly what Tobli would say. I feel like there might be, like, if they give you the option to choose her, that might be a funny option, but... Ah, a visitor from across the salt, if I'm not mistaken. Be warned, the alpacas will spit if you startle them. I suggest you keep your movements slow and deliberate. What happens if I touch the wild-eyed alpaca? The beast regards you with wary eyes and a twitching jaw. Backing away slowly may be the wisest course of action. Am I Tobli? Yes. Yes, that's me. Excellent work from the third promise and her entourage. Sharp instincts. Shall we commence the rite of succession, then? I don't think that's him. You think I might be Tobli? Well, maybe I am. All I will say is that in this village, none have reared more alpacas than I. Yeah, I don't... necessarily the buy who's like... buy that the guy who's like, yeah, I'm Tobli, let's do it, is Tobli. I see we're both done with our interrogations. So who do you think it is? I have my suspicions, but let's hear your pick. The diligent ranch hand? Ah, the worker's so intent on stable chores. I had my eye on that one, too. Time to rip the mask off our mystery ranch hand, so to speak.
We know it's you, Tobli, and to prove it, I propose a deal. A generous sum of coin for confirmation of your true identity. An offer I gladly accept. As you have correctly guessed, I am indeed Tobli, head ledger of Wachun Pelo and head rancher of the family ranch. I'm also one of Galul Jaja's chosen electors. Aha! In a place featured in the Tuliolo saga, in a place featured just as we thought. I was right to trust in your instincts, and I wager this won't be the last time. She found you out fair and square, Tobli. And I'm glad she did. Would have been a pity had her bid ended here.
Deducing the Dunservant's elector was the first step of the feat. Too simple a task for this aspiring ruler, eh?
Okay.
Right. Not hard at all.
Yeah, shit's easy. Okay, here we go. Her bro thing.
Zorolja.
I am told the head ledger, Tobli, is to be found here.
You have to guess which one of us is Tobli. That's part of the test.
Yeah, but he just saw us talking to someone, so...
You're Tobli.
Without even asking a single question. Very impressive indeed. With that amusing prologue out of the way, we can proceed to the actual challenge.
Okay. Are they going to reveal how he knows, or...?
Instructions, I was free to devise any manner of feat. I considered the number of possibilities in the 10th column. But I think I have a good one.
Okay. Go on.
You must go forth and capture for me.
This is Wuklamat's 9/11. I just need to be clear. She has had 2 9/11s in the same adventure.
While I've not had the best experiences with alpacas, aren't they generally docile creatures? That doesn't sound like much of a challenge.
Oh no.
Bring out the example!
Oh shit. Well. Look at this fuzzy MF. Oh my goodness.
This is a special kind of alpaca. Would you please approach the animal, third promise?
It's gonna spit on her. It's gonna spit on her the moment she gets close.
Who? Me? Well, it should stay calm if I stay calm, right? That's what Erinville said.
Yep.
Ah! The little monster spat on me! Ah, oh, that stinks. I can't...
Alpacas are paradoxical creatures, being both extremely curious and extremely cowardly. Press your luck when they're frightened, and you'll get a face full of spit. As you've all just witnessed.
Does she need to be
Has
this
an
extra?
awful stench, their expectoration. The globs contain half-digested food, you see, making it an effective deterrent against perceived threats.
So,
Wild valley breed like this one are especially timid and can therefore be quick to lash out.
What is the test? We've got to capture one without getting spit on?
Especially hardy.
Indeed. We take the rugged wild alpacas and breed them with our gentle domesticated stock. This produces the strong but biddable pack animals prized by our traveling merchants.
Okay.
That's all well and good, but did I need to bathe an alpaca spit for you to make your point?
Poor girl has a very good point here.
So, the task is to catch a wild alpaca.
That is correct. But be warned that it is a feat easier said than done. I suggest you prepare well before you enter the valley where the creatures dwell. And by you, I mean the claimants only. Allies are not permitted to assist with the catching.
Okay.
The alpacas will help me judge which of you is worthy of receiving a keystone.
Okay. So what the fuck am I gonna do?
So I'm to chase down a fluffy, spitting demon, and that somehow proves I'm fit to rule?
As I said, the Dawn Servant granted me the freedom to decide my challenge.
There's a reason
and
behind
when you
this.
reach the end of the rite, I dare say you will understand why I chose what I chose.
Is this gonna be some bullshit about how you need to have both a deft and soft hand? You need to be able to strike as needed, but also need to be able to have the softness
Very well.
and the
This won't take
ease to not overdo it.
Wait!
Like, is that gonna be the whole thing?
Didn't I warn you this was easier said than done? There are preparations to be made, factors to consider.
A beast is a beast. All yield to strength.
To a degree, he's not wrong.
So far, this experience has done absolutely nothing to improve my opinion of alpacas. But that doesn't mean I can't do this. Revolting spit aside, they're just another animal.
Are you all right, Orclamat? We thought we heard you scream.
Well, you did.
The third promise does not scream. It was more of a startled yelp.
Scream, in other words.
You know, Aaronville, you don't have to be an asshole to her at all times, just to be clear.
Did you find the Elector?
Oh, we certainly did.
So then, what are we gonna do as far as helping her here is the question. Because I was sitting here like, you know, I'm curious how they're gonna, you know, drag this out, so to speak, because obviously the idea of catching an alpaca is gonna be really easy. So like, hey, it's not like it's gonna be something that should take as long as other things, but you know. Hold on one moment.
I had to go and wash that nasty stuff off my face. I think I got all of it. But would you mind taking a sniff for me, just to make sure? The stench has ruined my sense of smell. Hey, I saw that look! As Wooklamat helped demonstrate, the valley alpaca are wary of people. Getting close enough to catch one will not be an easy task. You might have warned me about that earlier. I've had enough trouble with tame alpacas. How do you expect me to wrangle a wild one? I love Tame Alpaca, one of my favorite bands. With the proper saddle, we infuse the leather with a relaxing scent that soothes the spitting beast. Wonderful. Give me one of those, then. Have you perhaps forgotten we are a clan of merchants? If you want a taming saddle, then you'll need to find a saddler and make them an offer. They don't come cheap, of course. Crafting a saddle will cost you the equivalent of 10 pale in the thousands, call him. You enjoying the story so far? I am, Emmy. Also, hi, I miss you. Converting to gil, that comes to around 1 million or so. Mayhap if we all pitch in? No. This is my feat to accomplish. I wouldn't feel right about having others pay the cost. I'll find the money. Somehow. But yes, I already did the Hanu. I love Wukalamat. In that case, I love her so damn much. I do have questions about some of her choices, but I love her. That basket of wool is worth the sum you paid me earlier. 1 pel, in the hundreds column. Beginning with the wool, you can trade for ever more valuable goods until you have something suitable to bargain with for the saddle. Oh, this is the trading up shit. That's a nice gesture, but you think I can turn 100 pel into 1 million? That's 10,000 times more. We need 10,000 pel, not 1 million, so we're looking at 100 times more. Oh, right. I panicked and got it confused with Alfino's million gil. I'm not so sure about this trading idea. You almost talked into buying a cloak you didn't need mere moments after you arrived. I still say the brown expats get all the shit. 100%. But I hate it when you're right. Then let me help you with your deal making. Oh, hello again. Mablu. I work here as a ranch hand, but I've also learned a lot about the peddler profession. It's all right if I aid them now, yes? I guided the claimants towards the first step of the feat, like you asked. As long as Wukalamat goes alone to capture her alpaca, she is free to accept assistance from whomever she likes. Hooray! Let's see about getting you that saddle then, third promise. I don't know why you made your offer, but I could use an ally with a beak for bargains. Welcome aboard, Mablu. Although, Emmy, I feel like you're tapped into the community. Should the rest of us stay behind, perhaps? It may be easier to haggle over prices without so many voices chiming in. Yes, stay here and pitch in with the ranch work. With Mablu gone, I'll need extra hands to tend to the alpacas. Gladly. Although, Anoriand, I think you should go with Wukalamat. You've seen markets and bazaars the world over, and surely have sage advice to share. She only gets cuter, honestly. There's a scene with her and Graha much later that tickles me. In that case, you should also hold on to the alpaca wool. If it's misplaced or soiled in some way, you'll have nothing to bargain with. As if I'd do such a thing! But I'll leave the wool with Anoriand anyway. The better to keep my hands free. No, Dawntrail is basically being Wukalamat's Uncle Eero, a complete badass having a fun vacation and guiding the next generation. Basically, to begin with, I suggest we try trading the wood to Havli, the saddler. He won't agree to the deal, of course, but it'll give us an idea of how much he'll accept for his wares. That actually is very smart. Also, there's a dungeon that should just be known as Run Me for Fashion. Fair. But, Emmy, I brought this up earlier in stream, and you're tapped into the community, so, like, maybe you'll be able to help me. I have a question. Why Bakul Jaja. I have learned by being told by my chat how people feel about Bakul Jaja. And am I missing something? Is there a heel turn later on? Because people are like, well, he's big, and he might have to, counterpoint. He's just an asshole. Like, I get it.
No, but I said, well, yeah, I should say a face turn. I should have said, not a heel turn. But, like, I even get it when people are like, people love assholes, Josh. No. People love assholes that have some type of redemption. That's what I needed to know, Liana. Okay, cool. That's what I said. Like, Bakugo from My Hero Academia is an asshole. But, like, I get it. Because he's obviously not 100%. Like, there is a good guy in there at moments. He just has no control over his emotions and is basically a 4-year-old emotionally. But yeah. But, like, eventually, I need to see something good to get it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have even given that much. But listen, all I'm saying is, like, my confusion is, like, this feels a bit more like when people are like Griffith from Berserk, and they're like, he's so pretty, and I'm like, okay, counterpoint, he's a monster. He's genuinely evil. And it's feeling more like Griffith and less like Bakugo, and if it gets a bit more Bakugo-ish later on, then okay, fine, I'll walk with ya. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. Jesus. Something I can do for you? We've come to bargain. I need one of your special taming saddles to catch a wild alpaca. But I will say, people love assholes. A saddle it is, and how will you be paying for it? With this basket of fine alpaca wool. What use does a saddle maker have for wool? Besides, this would barely cover the cost of a single strap buckle. Offer me something I actually want. And what might that be? Mezcal. I like to nurse a cup at day's end while I inspect my finished work. Bring me a jug of quality stuff, and you've got yourself a deal. He just fucking told us. Okay. This bodes well, third promise. Such mezcal can be had for only 5 pel in the thousands column. Hold on. Did you say third promise? Then my offer has changed. The saddle is going to cost you a jug of premium mezcal. Oh, great. 3 years? That stuff is valued at 10,000 pel or more. Why have you doubled the price? Because you revealed who she is? Because I must support the man of ambition who will see my business proper. Zoral Ja will go to war, and his cavalry will need saddles. Lots of saddles. It's nothing personal, third promise, but I won't sell you my craft for anything less than my asking price. Can't say that I blame him. I'm known for championing peace. And peace is unlikely to bring him more customers. Those of our grandparents' generation remember the dark days when the clans were at war. Many of these Pelu pray for your victory, Wuklamat. The younger ones, though, to them, strife and bloodshed are as children's stories. They think themselves safe from those horrors and take the peace we now enjoy for granted. Still others are unsatisfied with this quiet prosperity and crave the future the Second Promise envisions. They become incensed with more innovations like the dirigibles that have made trade swift and easy. Then you have those like the Havli, convinced that the First Promise's plans for conquest will afford them opportunities for great profit. But what about you, Mablu? Aren't you of the younger generation? At least a year or two younger than me, I'd say. Oh, I was raised on the old tales. I've memorized the accounts of what it was like when Yakhoi ruled our village. That's why I offered to help. I want you to become Dawn's servant, to keep our nation from going back to the way it was. Well, then, I'd guess I better make sure I win the contest. But the type of mezcal the saddle maker wants is so expensive. Weren't we expecting to need 10,000 pel from the outset?
Nothing's changed. We just need to get on with it. I may not have a head for trade or the stomach for alpacas, but I won't give up with the piece of Tuliolo on the line. Then neither will I. We will make you Dawn Servant. Aiming for that 10,000 pel jug right away will only bring us failure and frustration. So let's first try exchanging the wool for anything even a touch more valuable. It's okay. I'm good with this. The trick is to find someone who needs alpaca wool and is willing to trade at a loss to acquire it. Someone who supports your bid for the throne, for instance. It's okay. I played Suikoden. This is going to be easy. If you're curious what I mean by I've played Suikoden, to be very clear, in Suikoden 1, there's a character named Sarah who is a laundry girl. Of course, the Weaver! Bolnock was his name, I believe. He went out of his way to say he agreed with my vision, and he was here to buy wool. I think I remember the direction he was going. But for now, let's head back to that road where we first met him. Yeah, there's a character that you need to recruit named Sarah. Well, you don't need to, but you can recruit named Sarah. She's a laundry girl. So to recruit her, you need to get soap. In order to get to soap, you need to trade with someone who has the soap. And the person who has the soap wants soy sauce. And the person who has soy sauce is looking for salt. And the person who has salt is looking for a measuring stick. And the person who has a measuring stick is looking for sugar. And you need to go buy the sugar. So you need to do the whole thing in reverse, and then you need to do the whole thing back forward. To recruit one character. Running all around a town to do it. It is exactly as fun as it sounds. Alright, 1 second, folks. I gotta check something real quick. Share stream is best stream. Yeah. All right, back. All right. This is the spot. After Bolnock talked to us, he walked off to the south. Then he was probably going to Ikulflo's Inn. Most of visitors to Wanchun Bello end up staying there. Let's go and check, shall we? Can I have that basket, Anoriand? Thanks. Now let's see if we can turn a profit. Third promise, you wish to do business with me? Might I ask what this is about? I see. So the goal is to turn that basket of wool into a jug of 3-year-old premium mezcal. Then allow me to invest in your efforts. Peace in Tural is what allows me to cross freely into the lands of my suppliers. Naturally, I would prefer that one pledge to preserve that peace. That one pledge to preserve that peace win the throne. Thus do I humbly offer you this wool poncho, a small token that I break in tributes to your victory. Oh, that's fine craftsmanship. A garment like that would easily fetch 5 pel, in the hundreds, column. That's very generous, Bullnock. Thank you. I promise I won't let you down. I have every faith in you, Third Promise. May fortune bless your future dealing. I can't believe you quintupled your investment with your first deal. We're off to a spectacular start. Only because Anoriand remembered our weaver friend, all I did was hand over the wool. That's not true. The connections you build with people are vital. This is one of the most fundamental precepts of trading, one which you've instinctively mastered. You think so? I know so. Now let's take our 500 pel poncho and trade it for something even more valuable. Here, Anoriand, you take the poncho. If I lost it somehow, Erenville would never let me hear the end of it. Excellent trade. Success. You traded a 100 pel basket of alpaca wool for a 500 pel wool poncho. Leveraging connections is a sound strategy, but we should also consider supply and demand. An individual in urgent need of a good poncho will offer more than a merchant simply looking to stock his shelves. That makes sense, but how do we know if someone needs a poncho? They aren't wearing one? That's the obvious answer, isn't it? We look for a person without a poncho and hope they're eager to buy ours. Yes, there you go. We find the demand on for our supply. So where should we begin our search for prospective buyers? There are any number of places, but we could do worse than starting right here at the inn. There might be interested travelers. Who needs a poncho? A lot of Mamulja hardly wear anything to begin with. Those are probably Landsguard or sellswords. Mamulja who soldier for a living prefer not to wear much above the waist. It hampers their movements. So even if they have bared shoulders, Mamulja carrying arms can be struck off the list. Okay, he's got arms. You got shoulders. Probably you? Let's see. No coat or cloak, but also no weapon? Oh, we might have a winner. Oh there, friend. You're not a mercenary by trade, right? I was curious about your bold choice of dress. Oh, it was no choice of mine, believe me. I was attacked by beasts on the way here and barely escaped my scales intact. My coat was not so lucky. I'm actually a toolmaker from Tuliyola, and was dressed quite smartly. All the better to show the Pelu I'm a man who takes pride in his appearance, and therefore his work as well. But now look at me. Well, sir, this is your lucky day. What a splendid poncho. This would be the perfect replacement for the coat I lost. We'd be willing to part with it if you'd like to make a trade. For one of your fine tools, perhaps? What about this hatchet? I crafted it myself and would vouch for its quality. This blade looks sharp, the haft well made. I'd value it at 1 pel in the thousands column. Oh ho, from 500 to 1,000? We have a deal. Wonderful! A fine garment such as this should put me on even footing with any Pelu merchant. Like the eponymous owner of Miplu's mate garden, for one, mate garden. Her field hands use hatchets to harvest the mate, and I thought to impress her with the tool I sold you. No matter, I have other wares to sell. I'm glad I am to have met you. Did you hear that? We've already found our next buyer. To Miplu's mate garden we go. Yes, but it's a fair distance on foot. We should take alpacas. These ones will be the calm type, right? Success. You traded a 500 wool poncho for a 1,000 pel hatchet. Cheap viewers. I don't want cheap viewers just like I already have the best viewers. Go away. Well done recognizing that toolmaker as a potential customer. If you've mind to change professions, you'd make an excellent merchant. Before we get moving, you should be the one to hold this. With that, I suppose we should hop on the alpacas Mablu has so kindly provided. Ready to go? Let's mount up. And it's off to the mate fields we go. Please don't spit. Please don't spit. You'll be fine. These ones are accustomed to people. I still don't trust them. You have a knack for riding, no matter what you say. Without our alpaca friends, we Pelu would never have become traveling merchants. Can you imagine walking all the way across Tural? I swear that mountain just... Hold on. Eorzea, wasn't that the name? A forbidding sight, isn't it? One I've never appreciated up close. You have to take a long way around the cliffs to get there, to the highlands belonging to the Yakoi. No. I love it. I love working with the alpacas. But becoming a peddler has always been a dream of mine. It's just, I'm not sure I have the talent for it. If I can help you buy the taming saddle, though, then it'd be proof that I can do this after all. In that case, you'd best get ready to be a merchant. Look, we're almost there. We made it, and without a single smelly incident. I sent the alpacas back to Ikuvlo's Inn, so we'll walk along the main road when we return to the village. Speaking of roads of travel, you were adopted by the Dawn Servant, weren't you, Third Promise? That I was. Then perhaps you understand. I was an orphan too, you see. Tobli took me in. He took in all the ranch hands, actually. All of them? Yes, and everyone works hard at their chores, grateful for the opportunity to repay the head ledger's generosity. Yet here I am, the only one wanting to go off and be a merchant. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm telling you this. You need to keep trading things for your saddle if you're to prepare for the feat of gold. And it's mate harvesting season. They can't have too many quality hatchets. Add that to Wuklamat's way with people, and we should have no trouble making a favorable deal. That's Meeplu herself over there. Pass the hatchet to the third promise, and let's get bargaining. You have that little axe for me? Thanks! Now to see what we can get for it. You're Meeplu, the owner of these fields? I have a mind to trade if you're interested. Well, well, the third promise. I might be convinced to entertain a proposal. What do you have to offer? This hatchet, forged by a seasonal artisan, the razor edge of this exceptional tool will make light work of your crops. The quality is acceptable, I suppose. I'll offer you a large sack of mate leaves in exchange. A sack of mate leaves is valued at 1 pel in the thousands column, the same price as the hatchet. This deal would bring us no closer to the mezcal. If I may, Mistress Meeplu, it's harvesting season, is it not? Does not the demand for hatchets afford them a higher value? It is indeed the season, which is why I procured an ample batch of tools well in advance. We've missed the window for demand. In that case, we'll have to fall back on connections. Think of it this way. A generous deal here will put you in the third promise's good graces. Surely that's worthy of consideration? I do not wish to give offense, but I must tell you that I stand with the second promise. His innovations will improve every aspect of our lives, I believe, including farming, and I will no longer have need of hatchets. I assure you that I have nothing but respect for Wuklamat. That is why I'm prepared to purchase a spare hatchet at a fair price. I suppose it is fair given your reasons, but we ourselves would be no better off for the transaction. How about this then? If we were to help bring in your harvest, would you give us a better deal? As a matter of fact, I would. Until Kona's reforms come about, I can always use more hands in the fields. Then you can go ahead and add our labor to the deal. Added value to tip the scales. How could I have forgotten one of the most basic rules of trading? You can rest here if you like, Mablu. Anoriand and I have mate to gather. Oh no, I'm helping too! Off to the fields then, and mind you pick the healthy leaves. I'll take 5 good bundles from each of you. Okay. Oh, there we go.
Okay. I'm gonna use all that 645 gear on one of my classes that I don't have, like, Crenidum gear for, most likely. So that I can just be like, boom, here's a full set of gear, let me start leveling. Without having to worry about getting tomestones and shit. You've brought me some leaves, then? An acceptable harvest. We'll see how your companions fared before I make any decisions, though. Here, we brought our share as well. Thank you, Third Promise. This is more than enough to hold up your end of the bargain. Now it's time to honor mine. After adding the value of your labor to the price of the hatchet, I'm prepared to offer you a full sack of our highest grade mate leaves. Premium mate! One bought at the shop, one sack of those leaves would cost no less than 5 pel in the thousands column. Then we can bid farewell to this hatchet. I'll give it a good home. Talk of the contest aside, I'm glad we could come to a mutually agreeable trade. As am I. All the best with the rest of your harvest. Mablu, what's wrong? It's as I was saying before. Even after everything Tobli's done for me, I'm planning to abandon it all and become a merchant. But then I needed your help after forgetting a basic rule of trade. How can I expect Tobli to accept my decision then? Have you mentioned your plans to leave? Not exactly. I wanted to prove I could succeed as peddler before I declared my intentions. I seek to follow in my father's footsteps, but not because he expects it of me. I want to preserve Tural's peace, and becoming Dawn Servant happens to be the best way to do it. You should live a life of your own choosing, and I wouldn't be surprised if Tobli held the same opinion. So talk to him. You're right. It's better to find out for sure than worry over what he might say. Thank you for the advice. But first, we have a saddle to buy. I want that success under my belt so I can be sure of my decision. What's next, then? We try to trade our tea leaves for something halfway to 10,000 pel? No, I think we're close enough now. I say we go straight for the premium mezcal. Bargain our way into double the value, eh? Think you can do it? Trust me, I'll make this trade work. I admire you, Third Promise. That you're holding your own against such strong competition for the throne is inspiring. Am I really holding my own against Koana and Zoal Ja? I mean, of course I am. I'm Wuk Lamat of the Dawn's Promise, after all. Success. You traded a 1,000 pel hatchet for a 5,000 pel sack of top-grade mate leaves. Before we go, let me give you the mate leaves. I don't need to risk proving Erinville's point. Ready then? Our next stop is the Mezcal Distillery.
we'll want to speak with a man by the name of Gobli. Even among his fellow distillers, he's regarded as a master of the craft. He knows the value of his product, so for to convince him to trade for twice what the leaves are worth, we're going to need targeted information. That means asking around and taking in the gossip. If you could talk to people here in the distillery, Anoriand, perhaps Luke and Locke could do the same at the village entrance. Meanwhile, I'll head to the north side and see what I can learn.
Me? I'm a chef from Tuliolal. I often come here to buy Gobli's mezcal, the finest in Tural, according to my customers. He always brings out a jug during our dealings, but I can't handle the stuff too well myself. I take small stiffs, not wanting to be impolite, you understand, but still end up as addled as to agree to whatever price he quotes me. It would be nice to have less potent refreshments during such conversations, as I might need to seriously reconsider our arrangement.
There's not much I can say about Gobli, but I can tell you what Gobli's been saying. The other day he was muttering about monsters crawling around agave jaws. That's the field where they gather ingredients for the mezcal. Their presence has made it harder to procure said ingredients, and thus driven up the price of his product. A boon, some might argue, but it's hard to celebrate when it affects the work as it does. Can't rightly bring joy to people if you can't keep making the thing they love. Gobli might be a deft hand at distilling, but he's got no sense when it comes to appearances. Rumor has it he's been invited to the palace for business negotiations. If he prevents himself to the court wearing his usual rumpled attire, though, he'll be laughed out of Sunperch. So, what did you find out? Oh, we can make use of all of those tidbits. This deal is as good as sealed. As for me, I found out where Gobli is working. There's a millstone at the top of the slope behind the distillery. You go on ahead and I'll bring Wu Clement.
You have business with me, sir. Why don't we talk down below so as to not distract the alpaca from his work? Now, what's this about? Keep it brief, if you would. I'm a busy man.
We're in the market for a 3-year-old jug of premium mezcal, assuming you have any on hand, that is.
Ah, an excellent choice. I must warn you, though, it doesn't come cheap.
We don't have pel, but we can offer a sack of mate leaves in exchange. It's top-grade stuff, like the mezcal.
No deal. Mate leaves are well and good, but I don't have any use for them.
No deal? Just like that.
Still, I'd hate to send you away empty-handed. Why don't we sit and chat a while over a cup of mezcal?
Now the real bargaining begins. Which of our cards do you want to play first?
Gobli's invitation to the palace.
Let's hold on to that one. We may need to consider it later. The monsters in the agave fields.
Let's hold on to that. Okay. Fine.
I appreciate your hospitality, but I'm afraid I can't hold my drink. I've heard one of your regular customers, a Huvigo chief, is that. Seeing as not everyone can enjoy mezcal, I wonder if you might benefit from having other refreshments to offer. Something like mate tea, for instance, and brewed from the finest leaves, of course. Ah, you're right. Absolutely right. I'd noticed a growing reluctance on the part of my Hubigo friend, but did not realize I myself was to blame. I must endeavor to be a better host. Still, even with that added value in mind, no sack of leaves is worth the mezcal you're after. Should we offer to cull the monsters causing them trouble? Not yet. We'll keep that card up our sleeve until we need it. As I expect you're aware, the rite of succession is currently taking place. That's why the third promise has graced us with her presence. When the contest is decided, the subsequent ascension ceremony and banquet will be a prestigious affair. If your mezcal were to be served there, it would bring your distillery immeasurable fame. Wait, could it be that your rumored invitation to the palace is to discuss that very possibility? As a matter of fact, yes. I must admit I'm still reeling from the abruptness of it all. It would be a great honor and opportunity if I can secure the deal. Well, I should think your exceptional mezcal would speak for itself. That said, there's no such thing as being too prepared, and first impressions last. You'll want to be wearing your very best when you walk into Volok Shunsa. It would be such a shame to miss this chance of a lifetime simply for want of proper garments. That it would. Are you saying you have garments to offer? Something ideal for the court? We have no garments on hand, I'm afraid, but we can provide you with the next best thing, an introduction to a weaver. His name is Bolnok, and his works are highly regarded in Tuliolal. As a supporter of Huklamat and keen observer of palace politics, he will doubtless be happy to guide you in the selection of an outfit to fit his golden occasion. That is certainly a tempting proposal, and one of which I should like to take full advantage, but the scales still aren't quite balancing. Say, weren't there monsters running amok in Agave Jaws? That's a problem we could easily solve for you. Truly? I'd be most grateful for your immediate assistance. I was resigned to hiring sellswords to clear them out. Factoring in that saved expense and an introduction to a trusted weaver, this is shaping up to be a sound bargain. All right, you have a deal. Yes, I knew you'd come around. Give us a moment, and Anoriand and I will take care of those prowling nuisances. In the meantime, I'll use the time to pen an introductory letter to Bolnok. The fields you're looking for are just north of Huachunpelo. Be safe. That should be Agave Jaws, just over there. This'll go faster if we split up. Come and find me once you've finished clearing out your share of the pests. Hey, what up, Shin? Let me go ahead and handle this real quick. There we go. Where's Melia Duel? Get out here, girl. I gotta get more Geisel greens. I've heard multiple pronunciations of it, but I go with Geisel. I've heard Giesel. I've heard Gashal, but I say Geisel.
Appreciate you, Shan. Make quick work of these pricklies. Whatever the fuck they are actually called. Hey, dead. Sweet. Where you at, Wook? There you are. Compared to creatures I handled with Papa, this was no challenge. Bitch. I am not dealing with yo ass. Jesus. Thank you, Shan. Appreciate that. I was like, I'm talking! Compared to the creatures I hunted with Papa, this was no challenge at all. Come on, let's head back to the distillery. All that's left is to give Mablu the sack of leaves so she can seal the deal. Those monsters were no trouble for you, it seems. Now, if I could just have the sack of leaves. Thank you for looking after our precious trading goods. Your monster problem has been resolved, Master Gobbly. Here are the mate leaves and the rich introduction to Bol Nock, as agreed. Then the deal is done. Here, your jug of premium mezcal, aged 3 years. Please accept it with my compliments. Yes, we finally have the mezcal. Great work, especially you, Mablu. You are the one that inspired me to come this far, Third Promise. But let's not celebrate until we have the saddle in hand. Mablu, is it? You drive a hard bargain, young peddler. I look forward to doing business with you in the future. You can be a merchant, girl. Thank you, but truth be told, I'm just a ranch hand. For now. Should I ever become a proper merchant, though, I'll be back to strike more deals with you. Even at the palace, I don't think I've held a 10,000 pill jug of anything before. My hands won't stop shaking. Here, you'd better hold on to it until we get to the saddle maker. Ahaha! Can you imagine if we dropped it and had to start all over again? Luckily, Havli's place is not far. We just need to head across the plaza. Are they gonna make me, like, walk the whole way there? No. Okay. This is it. The trade we've been working towards.
Still in one piece. Right, time to make our deal. Get your tools ready, Saddler. We brought you your precious mezcal. Wait, you actually got your hands on a jug? But you had nothing. A few measly clumps of wool. What we had was an aspiring trader with a gift for negotiation. Although I'd sooner aid no claimant but Zoral Ja, I cannot go against the guiding principles of the Pelu Pelu. The trade is a fair one. I will craft your saddle, third promise. Great! Stay and wait if you like. I have all the requisite materials, so this won't take long. Your commission is ready. Catching a wild alpaca is never a simple affair, but you'll have an easier time of it with one of my saddles. Now, if you don't mind, I have other work that needs finishing. Ah, I can taste that smooth mezcal already. We did it! The saddle is ours! And to think we started out with only a 100-pel basket of alpaca wood. Mablu, you are going to be an incredible merchant. Thank you! It makes me so glad to hear you say that, third promise. We got what we came for, so let's return to the ranch. The others will be waiting. You've acquired the saddle, then? Yes, and thanks in no smart part to Mablu. Before you rush off to catch an alpaca, though, let me teach you how to saddle one. I'll bring out one of our wild-born friends so you can practice. I know. This is something I need to learn. Jesus, with this music right now. It's intense as hell. Great sunken gods, I did it! He hardly seemed bothered, much less inclined to spit, as if he was completely accepting of Uklamat's trust. And it's because of the singular scent with which the saddle has been coated. Alpacas find it very soothing. You know, I've never taken a good long look at one of them before. You're actually kind of cute. You're only now noticing that? Zoral Ja, he's back. Having done exactly what he set out to do. That alpaca he's brought, is it just me or is it glowing? I've heard tales of such a beast. They say the golden alpaca lives a solitary existence deep in the valley, where it shuns the company of both man and its own kind. How did he manage to snare a prize like that? A beast knows its betters. Faced with overwhelming strength, it will yield rather than risk death. An apt illustration of how greatly the power of the first promise exceeds yours, Wuklamat. Strength alone won't win him our father's throne. I'll be the one to find the Golden City, and then Tural can remain at peace. An everlasting desire for peace can only be forged in the fires of war. To unite as one, the people must be taught. They must suffer the horror and the hopelessness firsthand. Exhaustion from prolonged conflict, the wages of war's merciless nature. These are what moved the clans to join in the founding of Tuliolal all those years ago. Consider the younger generation of this village. Since birth have they basked in unbroken harmony, and behold, they regard war not as tragedy, but opportunity. This does the resilient son seek to provide education. He offers much-needed lessons in the realities of conquest and a renewed appreciation for peacetime. 'Tis true that war's misery breeds a longing for peace, but I've seen with my own eyes what becomes of an empire forged through the violence you propose, the rebellions it spawned, and the ruins it left behind. The Garlean Empire was a congregation of simpletons. The oppressed fought back against their oppressors, as well they should. Men are not beasts. Only a fool would seek to rule over all with the threat of force alone. That is why Galul Jaja did not elevate the Mamulja, why he treated all clans with equal respect. However, the first promise has his gaze fixed upon more distant horizons. He would unite not only Tuliolal, but the star in its entirety. What? Why? I need not explain myself to you. Oh, well done. Well done indeed. The first promise has completed the feat of gold with an appropriately golden flourish. May I present to you your much-deserved keystone? He's always been like that, never sharing his innermost thoughts with me or even with Gona. It's like we're not even family. Hold on 1 second. I'll ponder Zoral Jaja and his mysteries later. Right now I need to think about finishing the feat of gold. I have my saddle, I practiced how to use it, so lead on to where the wild alpacas roam. The valley of Orenkanka is northwest of here. Come on everyone, even if we can't enter ourselves, we can see Luke Lamat off on our hunt. Okay. No! Leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone. Alpacas out here. So he wants to start a world war. Yeah, Frankie. He literally is like, I want to fight the world. Gee.
I wonder why that's not a good idea.
I can do this. I know I can.
Slash cheer.
Good luck there, Promise!
Thanks. I'll need it. Truth be told, still not sure about alpacas. I'd rather not go near one if I can help it. But if I'm to rule this nation, then I'll need to learn how to live with them. Tural is their home too. Right. I'm off.
So, shall we head back to the ranch, or...?
I'm staying here.
Same.
As will I. Wuklamart is alone in this. The least we can do is stand watch and await her return.
It may be a while yet. Help me pitch the tent.
Okay.
Trust a gleaner to come prepared for anything.
What's a gleaner?
Someone whose job it is to travel the world and procure uncommon things for their employers. Erenville specializes in finding animals, I believe.
But aren't you a Shaitana from Tural? Why did you cross the salt?
When I was much younger, the thought of leaving Tural never even occurred to me. But then, some years ago, my mentor tasked me with a difficult hunt. Something I could never find, she said, so long as I clung to the familiar. She suggested that I leave home, leave Tural, and join the Gleaners of Charlian. As one of their number, I could experience the world, immerse myself in myriad cultures and customs, see the many faces of nature. And once I had learned what is truly important, I would find that which I seek. My younger self took those words to heart, and off I went to become a gleaner.
Okay.
Her words alone moved you to leave behind everything you'd ever known? You must have great respect for your mentor.
As it happens, gleaner work was much to my liking, and I all but forgot why I had pursued it in the first place. Yet, events conspired to put me back on the trail I'd abandoned.
Wait, are you saying you were tasked with finding the City of Gold?
I was. And though my hunt is now entangled with the rite of succession, I mean to see it through.
What's your actual deal, Erenville? You keep dropping hints.
I understand completely. We all have our reasons for seeking the Golden City. Which is all the more reason for us to work together.
Just so.
far. We need to tell Tobli and arrange a search party.
Wait. Do you hear that?
I did it.
She gets spit on.
You're utterly spent. And small wonder.
Well done, Third Promise.
The ranch isn't going anywhere. Take a rest in the tent.
I think I will. Thank you all for believing in me.
It's hard not to believe in her. I'm so relieved the Third Promise came back to us safely. And the alpaca she tamed is a healthy-looking beast. Surely this will be enough to satisfy the feet of gold. Raptor Blue. Wuklamat still seems a bit unsteady on her feet. Hardly surprising after she spent the night chasing alpacas. You know, it'll melt away fatigue like magic, though? Mate tea! I'll run to the match and get a pot brewing. That way you can take your time and tea will be ready when you arrive. As Mablu so wisely suggested, we shall set a slower pace for our exhausted Third Promise. It'll be faster to just warp and go there from this distance. Came back ahead of the others, did you? I should hurry along with the tea then. Wuklamat can't be far behind. Oh, that tea is really magical. I feel better already. I see you become more comfortable around our fuzzy friends. Watching this one taught me a lot about alpacas. What grasses and fruits they eat, what sounds they react to, their adorable little quirks. I guess I've grown kind of fond of them. Welcome back, Third Promise. Accomplished the feat of gold, have you? Yes, there is no mistaking a valley alpaca. I commend you on your success. Well done. Also, Dorian, I do just need to respond. I think he's more than eye candy is the thing. Although I couldn't find any shiny one like Zoral did. I'd be surprised if you had. Golden alpacas are born but once every few decades. They're elusive, solitary creatures that are rarely seen, much less captured.
thanks to their innate physical and magical gifts. Only a single other person is known to have got one before, that being Galul Jaja himself. Papa was chasing alpacas too? So my grandfather's stories say. It was before the founding of Tural, in a time when the mountain giants, the Yokoi, held our people in thrall. Compelled by their overlords, our forebears would ride their alpaca mounts to the highlands or deliver gifts of food and other tributes. Those were wretched days to hear grandfather tell it. Yeah, but anything else is a spoiler, so eye candy. Fair. Then came along the young Galul Jaja, yet unburdened by the mantle of the Dawn Serpent. Our people were amazed by this imposing two-headed figure, equal to the Yakhoi in stature, and puzzled by his entourage of mismatched companions. Some trembled in fear, believing a new conqueror had come. Yet Galul Jaja showed no such inclinations. He sat and spoke with us, sipping from the cups of mate tea we offered him, and grew somber when he learned of our plight. None could have anticipated what the visitor decided to do next. Galul Jaja ascended the cliffs to face the giants and freed the Pelu Pelu from the Yakhoi's subjugation. He then turned an appraising eye upon our riders and proposed we take to the road to peddle our beverages. The suggestion seemed obvious for one who traveled as he did, intent on fostering amity between the clans. So it was that a few words from Galul Jaja transformed us into a clan of itinerant merchants. I've never heard the bond Papa forged with the Pelu Pelu spoken of in that way before. The saga is not so detailed. Then you may not know that Galul Jaja sought a sure-footed guide for his trek up into the highlands. Thus did he capture a golden alpaca. So both my brother and my father got the rarest of creatures, while an ordinary one was the best I could manage. The feat required no more than that, Third Promise, and you brought back a perfectly wonderful beast. Ma Blue's right. You're a perfectly wonderful beast. If anyone's ordinary, it's me. Not only did you accomplish the feat of gold, you also made many trades and brought joy to many people in true Pelu Pelu fashion. I sorely doubt your sibling could have achieved the same result. You should be proud of the accomplishments which earned you your keystone. Five more to go. You're well on your way, Third Promise. We'd have been lost without you, Ma Blue. Thanks to you, I learned so much about the Pelu people and your customs. It might seem obvious, but I've come to realize the importance of properly knowing something. It was because I didn't understand alpacas that I was uncomfortable around them. I'm thankful to you as well, Wuklamat. You've given me the courage to say what I couldn't say before. Tobli, I want to leave the ranch and become a merchant. I appreciate everything you've done for me, and I've loved every moment caring for the alpacas. But this is something I need to do. I need to walk my own path and make my own trades. As your parent, allow me to say one thing. I've always tried to give my words lives filled with as much happiness as I could provide. Yet never once have I wanted that to be the only happiness you knew. You have my blessing to walk any path you choose, Ma Blue. It gladdens me to hear you found the calling you wish to pursue with such passion. You will make an exceptional peddler. I'm sure of it. Thank you, Tobli. What did I tell you, Mablu? There's one last thing I can help you with, Third Promise. You need to find the Golden City, right? That's the end goal. Then I suggest you talk to the Yakoi. They once ruled over far more than just Urkopacha and the Pelu Pelu. 1,000 years ago, they were the overlords of Tural and all its peoples. During that era, the Pelu Pelu were commanded to search for a city of gold. They scoured every corner of the continent, but never found any trace of that fabled place. But if they didn't find anything, what could the Yakoi have to tell us? They may not have found it, but the fact that they thought to look for it at all makes me curious. Perhaps there's value in delving into how the legend originated. We lose nothing from asking the question. Besides, if we're determined to follow the path of the saga, we'll be visiting the giants eventually. Oh, Kryl, I have a question I've been meaning to ask, and since we finished with the feat, where did you acquire that earring? Oh, my earring? Do you recognize it? Yes, pieces just like it first became fashionable in Tural around 20 years ago. Since then, it's become common to wear one as a charm for safe travel. 20 years ago, right about the time my grandfather made his journey. Yet the Dawn Servant implied the earring was connected to the Golden City in some way. Surely there was more to its significance than simple fashion. If you want to know how it first came to be crafted, I could try to reach out. Seeing as it's a regular seller for many merchants, I'm curious to learn about it myself. Jumping feet first into the peddler business, eh, Mablu? Right then, that's 2 keystones down. I say we head back to Tuliolal and plan our next move. Farewell for now, and thanks for all your help. I will become Dawn Servant, so make sure you set aside your best mezcal for the occasion. She has a fearsome opponent in that brother of hers. He even brought a golden alpaca to heel. But you've heard Zoral Jal's supporters talk. They might see opportunity in his expansionist ambitions, but they find the man himself intimidating. Terrifying, even. Whereas I've grown to love Wuklamat. Everyone she meets will come to love her too, and that's why she'll win the throne. You might be right, Mablu. You might be right. It feels good to have the feet of gold safely under our belt, even if my victory pales beside Zoral Jah and his shiny golden alpaca. I know I shouldn't let it bother me, and gods know they've all been so supportive, but I want to be strong or wise like my brothers, to be a promise that people respect, which is not likely if I stand here carrying on and on about things. Let's move on. Back to Chevalier Taye with us. The contest has hardly begun. Okay.
1,000 chips delicious from Nabisco.
Look at us. The contest has barely begun and we already have 2 keystones. Surely even my talented brothers aren't doing this well.
We can only hope. All right. I'm going to cut off here. This feels like a good break point before we move on with the story. I am not going to be live tomorrow. I completely forgot. I have a thing I have to do tomorrow. Basically, it's going to be taking up the entire day. And, like, yeah. Well, the problem is it's already been... I've been going for, what, 3.5 hours? 3.5 hours. From what I was told in other Dungeness Coast, I know I'm pushing it a whole week again. But the problem is tomorrow I'm going to be busy literally from, like, 3 o'clock my time to, like, 9 o'clock probably. And... I know I'm going to be drained. I'm not going to want to go live at like 9:30 at night and be up all night. And I don't want to go up super early. So next week, all things being equal, we'll be back to normal. Back to normal streams with no issues. Normal. So... So I'll be back to, you know, at least 2 streams a week of this, and I might sneak in another just to get us caught up a bit faster. But, and so we'll continue things as normal from there. And other than that, tomorrow, if I get it properly finished tonight, I'll have a new Sword of Convallaria video up tomorrow. It'll be my early game guide / daily rotation guide. Basically, if you know, what point do you want to get to for your account to where it's like, if you know, I just want to go in 10 minutes, do something real quick, spend my energy, and then boom, this is what you should do to make sure that you feel like you're progressing with your account, even if you can't really put time into it for that day, just so you can spend a couple minutes and do it. It's going to be a video with that, as well as a couple other cool little fun tidbits I figured out, like summoning efficiency and the like. So yeah, look, it'll either be tomorrow or Monday. I need to decide which one, but it's coming, one of those. And then other than that, I'm working on the individual guides, and also I'm hoping to get the Suikoden video out by the end of this week. I'm actually trying to see if I can get it out before I finish up with each of the individual role guides, so I can get more footage of that anyways. So yeah, thank you all so very much for hanging out with me. Love y'all, appreciate y'all, thank y'all. Till next time, I'll catch you later, fam. All right.